Friends, fans, and fine folk, grab your drinks and snacks and come on down to Rob Does Pathfinder. With these fine folk, hello everybody! How you going?
Hello.
Hello!
Everybody good?
Hey.
Hey.
Fine. Feeling peachy.
Welcome in to the third and final episode of this three-part mini-series of Rob Does Pathfinder. The last time that Rob ever does Pathfinder.
I don't know. I voted for Rob doing more Pathfinder. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Is this a legally binding poll that I had nothing to
The
do
legally
with?
binding.
Yes.
I really need more people to vote for I like polls then. I don't know what that legally binds me to then if that wins.
More polls.
More polls, yeah. I have
More
to put
polls.
more
Yeah,
polls.
definitely more polls.
Always
Well,
be
welcome
polling.
in everybody. Welcome
finder.
back to those who have been.
Hey.
We did it. We found it. Now we can go home. Welcome back to those who were here before, and welcome in for the people who are here for the first time. We'll go down the line and introduce yourselves as to who you are, where people can find you, so that they're like, hey, I don't know the first thing about this person, but I'm going to go check out their stuff. We'll start with AJ. How are you going?
Hello, I am good. My name is AJ Winters. I am a dungeon master and world builder from Winter's Tales. We play a homebrew live play game in the studio that I'm in right now. And today I am playing Bryn, who is a flirtatious, apparently, since last week, drow assassin. Slayer, if you want the actual term from Pathfinder, because we're doing Pathfinder and it's a joy.
I thought you were an actor.
Yeah, that's acting. It's called comedic timing.
Perfect. And your knowledge of Pathfinder so far to date, AJ, is
Abysmal. I'm getting better. Last week I learned how to actually do combat a little bit, and today I learned in the last 2 minutes how to level up.
good job. So you're going to be
Thanks.
level 6 today. All right. So to
Yes.
juxtapose
Well,
with AJ's
in 10 minutes.
very lacking knowledge on Pathfinder, Michael, Dag, how you going?
Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. No, I stole that from a friend. Hi. My name's Michael. I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer. I love Pathfinder. I really do. I know so much about it. In fact, there was a channel that really inspired my growth, where one could ask people about Pathfinder, and I think it shaped who I am today, because I love Pathfinder First Edition. I enjoy Pathfinder Second Edition. Make of that what you will. And it's been an absolute blast getting to play again, because it's been a hot minute since I got to play a good Pathfinder game, and this has been incredible. Just the twists, the turns, the characters, the special guests, which have all been amazing. I absolutely cannot wait to see how this all plays out, especially given what happened last time with Briefcave's character. I mean, just
Pretty tense ending.
That's a
The
whole thing.
traitor.
So pretty exciting stuff. I'm glad to have you on board, Dag, and I'm glad that I got the opportunity to do this for you, so that you can be a player in this game you love so much. Below me, Dreaded GM.
Hello. Hi, I'm Dread from Dreaded GM, voice actor, storyteller, and GM with dreadlocks. You can find me around the internet
You have
doing.
dreadlocks.
I have dreadlocks.
As it turns
I
out.
get the name now.
You can find me on the Twitch channel Dreaded GM. There's a YouTube channel and a Twitter and a Discord and all that, but you'll most probably find me on the Twitch channel. I'm playing Ash, a infernal corrupted dwarf druid from a sick forest, and it's pretty fun. And I'm sad to say that this might be the end of Ash's story. We'll have to find out. This is the end session, and I'm so excited. It's been an absolute blast playing with everyone here, and I'm so gosh darn excited.
And I'm honoured to have you on my channel again, Dread. You're always a blast. Always a blast to play with. Now, these three that we've introduced you to so far have been here from episode 1. They've been my regulars on this journey. But each week we have had a separate guest. In case you had missed episode 1 and 2, you missed Dale Kingsmill from the Monarch's Factory channel, and you missed Matt Briefcase Brown from the Split the Party channel. But today we have the last of the extra special guests, Zach now.
no,
Nailed
that's exactly.
Nailed
There's
it.
an at in there as well, by the
Yeah,
way,
yeah.
for spelling. For spelling purposes, it goes NA at symbol
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
dash USM.
An apostrophe.
It's
yeah,
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's how you spell things in the Stolen Sun world.
Yeah, I'm Zach. I'm super excited actually to play Pathfinder. I'm a long time listener of a very long running Pathfinder podcast, and I played the Pathfinder games, and I've never actually played it at the table, so I'm actually very keen. Otherwise, I am also someone who plays a lot of D&D 5th edition. I have several campaigns going, I think. I kind of lose count. But I've got it on a podcast. I stream it. Those are all under I Speak Giant or Zach Speaks Giant on Twitch. I also have a TikTok and a YouTube channel that I put very silly things on, and that is also under Zach Speaks Giant.
Hells yeah. Chat's going crazy for Weed Steve as well.
Weed
so-
Steve!
Should we fill the chat with all the emotes for Weed Steve?
Weed Steve is now part of my Twitter bio too.
That was really awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So if you are here from anybody else's community and you haven't been to my channel before, welcome in. I'm Robert Hartley GM. I'm a full-time Dungeon Master and TTRPG player. I do D&D mostly, but today I'm pathfindering. I'm finding those paths. So without further ado, let's crack into the story so far. Brief recap. We started in the world of Cheliax, an infernal country, a home away from home for the devils and the infernal fiends of the underplanes. A very unpleasant place on Earth that is ruled by a family of devil worshippers, Asmodeus worshippers. We started in the capital city of this country, Egorian, and our party decided enough was enough. This horrible place was not where they wanted to live, and they needed to get out. But it was easier said than done. They had to find a way to smuggle themselves out of the city using the smuggling network called the Bellflower Network. They freed a slave to prove to this network that they are worthy and capable people of surviving outside of this city, and they were paired off with a gentleman with a gun who helped them kind of escape the city. You escaped the city and ended up in a small hamlet town called Nisha, from memory. Yes, Nisha, and that's where you met. You were met by a gentleman called the Librarian, who could sense an aura around one of you. Ash, you and your bear had this exuding aura of infernal energy, as if you'd been touched by some powerful infernal magic. And upon realizing what it was, he asked you if you were holding a particular tome, and you said, "I might be, I might not." You name it and see what it is. And he said, "You're holding the Tome of Infernal Secrets, aren't you?" And you said, "Yes, I am." And you took it out and showed him, and he didn't want anything. He didn't want to touch it. He just wanted to talk to you about it. He knows a little bit about books, and he said, "When you're ready, you can come by my library, and I'll talk to you about that a little more."
Also,
and then we got a
didn't
little.
want
And then,
the book to touch any other books.
Oh yes, he didn't want to touch. He didn't want anything to touch touch this book at all. You went back to your dinner, and we saw Scraw, your gunslinging companion, in an epilogue, head to a man in this town, knock on the door, and tell him, "Look, my debt's paid. I've delivered them to town. They have the book on them. We're square." And then he walked away, leaving you guys without your chaperone. So, back to you guys. In this tavern, would you like to have a sleep and a long rest before heading to this library, or is it pressing enough that you want to head straight there this evening?
I think Ash is watching the door at this point, getting edgy to move on, though he's learned to stick in the pack, so he looks back to his companions. You see his fiery eyes match both of them, and will say, "Should we go now, or are we needing a rest?"
Your grizzly bear companion looks up at you.
"Oh, it's okay, Robert."
Ready to go wherever you want to go.
I do not mind. I'm not fully recovered from the day in the sunlight, but I've had food and I've sat down for a little bit, so it is up to you.
Argmine not like smells. Place always smells like devils. Agmai want smash devils. Be in city, Agmai angry by second.
Alright. Well, we go find this librarian, and then we go to the forest. Get out of the town, away from people.
I could use rest. I cannot turn into a bear until tomorrow. So
Also, you're going completely back on what you said. Alright.
No, I'm very weary. Let's go now. And
Do you
hopefully
need to
rest after.
Do you need to rest? We can rest if you need to rest.
No, it's too important to leave.
Alright.
Thank you.
Let's go.
So as you get to your feet, you pay the tab for your food and drinks and head out of the door. Heading down the way, it's not hard to find the librarian, given that this town has about a dozen houses at best. You eventually come down to this this larger building. Probably was converted from a temple of sorts at first, but it seems like it's not really the place to be worshipping gods anymore, since the more recent Cheliax government took over and for many centuries now have been worshipping devils. So this old abandoned temple or church has been reconverted into something of at least some use and turned into a library. As you're approaching, I'll have each of you make a perception check, please, to ease us back into remembering how to play Pathfinder.
Right.
17.
All right.
5.
Perception. That's going to be a 23.
Oh, nice. So with a 17 and a 23, you two and Robert, you smell smoke. And where there's smoke, there's fire. With a 17 and a 23, you can also see that there's some lights flickering from within the library windows. And with a 23, on top of the smells of smoke and some lights flickering, you can also hear a hurried, worried voice of the librarian shouting from within the temple. For fuck's sake, Buck! What is the matter with you? I leave you for 3 minutes, and then coming rushing out of the front, the librarian comes bucking round the corner to a big barrel of water outside, grabs a bucket, and then just rushes back inside.
They run over. It's
I
fine.
You run over as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna help put out the fire.
You rush over as well, try and help as best you can to put out the fire, and then thankfully once you run in, you see that the shelves in here are relatively sparse. Books are like the accumulation of knowledge is somewhat kept under wraps with a tyrannical government like this. You don't want your populace to be getting too smart, and so there's lots of shelves in here, very sparsely populated, and one of the shelves with only about 4 books on it has gone up in flames. You see that the gentleman that you saw in the pub from before, a long, tall, slender individual with a widow's peak, kind of sharp features. He is currently throwing water onto one of the shelves that's on fire, and standing near him, what do they see, Zach?
Slumped against the wall, they see a quite tall, quite like beefy but not muscular man, human man. He's got kind of a paunch, and he's just got a lot of mass to him. Large framed, but he has this like long, like tattered, burnt coat. He has like this shaggy, unkempt hair and beard. It looks like his fingers are burnt, or at least like singed in like black soot. And he's wearing like various like tatters of adventurer's life. He's still got like a mithril chain shirt under his coat. He's got like a tankard tied to his thing, but no weapons of any kind. And it is like there is like a heat haze coming from him, and like, you know, things on his coat will occasionally like spark into flames. And he's like, "Look, we don't know that it was me. Like, this arsonist could still be out there. I should go looking for him. He may be, potentially. We should start at the pub and then move on from there."
You're not going to the. I've told them to take you off of my tab.
What?
So yes, you're not on my tab anymore. I can't afford to pay you and also to pay for your drinks.
This is wrong. morally, ethically.
Oh, shit, they've come already.
things.
I didn't expect you quite so soon. I'm sorry that this is... The fires start to go out just as you guys rush in and put the water on the last of it.
Good for the books.
For Zach's sake, what does he see from you three as you walk in?
Okay, so you see a ashen-skinned a dwarf with a beard, a big black sooty beard that has parts of it that are cindering and curling and burning and smoldering. Two burning irises sort of study your features. You also see protruding from their flesh are these horn-like spikes that come out as well of their skin. It does not look comfortable. You also see standing next to them is a bear that is also infernally corrupted. This heavy, thick coat with those same spiky protrusions coming out at various points as well. Their eyes are also burning, and their fur is also cindering and curling smoke as well. The dwarf looks up at you and looks back at the books and to the librarian, and is not sure what to make of this situation. And we'll say,
Is this normal for town, or is this something that...
Unfortunately, yes. It's hard to get the help these days, and Nathan's away. Please...
Luckily, I'm here.
Yes, God. Please sit anywhere you like. Just try not to sit on anything that looks like it's been recently burned. There's a few chairs that are a little bit weakened. I haven't gone around to strengthening them again yet.
I'm going to look at the chairs, and as Ash looks at these chairs, you start to see cinders spew from their palms, and they start imbuing those chairs.
No, please!
They don't set them on
more
fire.
cinders coming out, and he's
cast,
like rushes over and sees.
Wood shape, and as I cast wood shape,
nice.
I want to sort of like bolster them and make them
perfect.
stronger. They look more ornate as well.
Yeah, the chairs look like they were very well made and well designed carpentry chair until they were recently burned, and they've got this very core of strong wood under a layer of ash. But as you cast wood shape, it seems like it inflates the core of the wood again, strengthens them once more. Looking past the bear and the ashen-skinned dwarf, what does he see?
Towering probably in this room compared to a lot of the bookshelves and the like that are, some scorch marks here and there. You can see what looks to be this massive orc. Even for an orc, this guy looks like he's a bodybuilder. Huge broad shoulders, thick neck, and rippled muscles covered from head to toe with scars. A particularly nasty large one where the pectoral muscle is. He's got long, shaggy hair with salt and pepper flecks throughout it, and around his neck he sort of has like an assorted series of like kind of the tribal bones, that kind of thing. He wears only kind of a loincloth and just kind of like bloodied rags around his wrists. He kind of gives you the bearings of someone who's like seen the inside of like a coliseum. The kind of that posture, that stance that kind of always seems to like be looking for the eyes on him as he lumbers in. Being offered to sit, is there anywhere for someone of Agmai's size to actually sit down? Agmai will basically push.
I will say though, as you're looking around for somewhere to sit, as the librarian has told you just kind of offhand to please sit down, you saw that he then went to busy himself like moving some tables and furniture, smaller sort of hip height bookshelves, clearing out a space in the center of the room, and you know that you'd be able to easily help him with clearing furniture if you want. If you can see that he's kind of struggling with it. He's as I described, he's a relatively thin and scrawny individual.
Yeah, I'll help him out. I'll very easily kind of like shove things just out of the way.
You come over and start just moving things that he's like trying to lift with his hips. Eventually he sees you doing this and he says, thank you. If you wouldn't mind, there's actually something, and he walks over to the side of the room where you can see that there is a large stone altar. It seems like a solid marble block, essentially about 4 feet tall by about 2 feet wide. It was probably an altar when this temple was actually in use as a temple, and it's thickly laid in dust, and there's a few books on it, and it seems like it's just being used as a table sort of thing now. He says, I could do to have this in the center of the room. Do you think you could maybe help me? And he goes around as if he's actually going to do anything. He's just kind of awkwardly tries to hold one side of it.
How much does it weigh?
I mean, you haven't tried to pick it up yet.
I'll put a hand on it and try to lift it.
You try to lift it. How much can you lift at this state?
Currently I can lift over my head 4,160 pounds.
Which in imperial tons is a fuck ton, I think. Yes, you can lift this thing.
Yeah, I'll do so.
He goes around one.
Not easily.
He goes around one side of it, and as if he's going to try and lift it as well, and then you just walk around the other side and just poof, up under the arm, because this isn't all right. You don't need to deadlift it above your head. Just you lift it and you walk it into the center of the room, where there is a stone circle sort of laid out in the floor underneath what has since been covered over with various different library furnishings. As you are moving that, Buck, you look around the room once more, and what do you see?
Almost emerging from the shadows, like seemingly too close to you, because your attention was on the two much larger people, is this like 5'5" slender female, grey skin, long dark hair, and very dark eyes, as though even if she smiles, the light really doesn't touch her eyes. And she's looking at you with just this frown on her face, and she has strapped to her back these two bone saws, like tooth saws, and tight leather outfit that looks like she could just kill you.
Yeah, he definitely is like, as you just like emerge from behind him, he's like, so anyway, whoa, Jesus Christ! Oh, hello there, hello, yes. Good to meet you. Hello. Oh, you're all adventurers, aren't you? You're all ragtag. I know the types. Ragtag. All of you very different, specifically described. I know the look. You must have heard of me. I'm the Buckham Fist.
All of you can roll a knowledge local.
Knowledge local.
The heat.
If you have wait.
Do I want to know?
Dag, would this be the sort of thing that's only if they have
if
skills?
Okay, so it's untrained unless the DC is 10 or lower.
Okay, no, it's not 10 or lower.
It's not 10.
This is a high DC to a bit of Buckham
Okay,
Fist.
so yeah, you need to be trained then. So.
The heat of Hellcoast, the Inferno of Vicestair, the man who melted Magnamar. Come
I
on.
hate that I might know this.
The Char of Cheliax.
I rolled
have
a
not heard of
27.
ye.
The Cheliax. Yeah, 27.
I rolled a 27. I don't want to
I set
know this.
the DC at 25 to be able to know who this guy is, and somehow you can tell me how has Bryn heard of this guy? What are some?
You had a Buckham Fist poster.
I feel like maybe one of my roommates in the guard that I used to be a part of was like a massive fan, and so I've heard every story through not wanting to actually hear any of them. And so you say your name and I'm like, oh no.
I think the first thought is like, no, you're not. Because you heard about how hunky he was, and how muscular and how beautiful and how attractive this Buckham Fist was, and you're like, nah.
This motherfucker.
And then you think back to because as a drow you've lived quite a few years, so you think back however many decades it's been since you heard those stories, and you're like, no, that's probably right. Actually, it's probably about right. This guy.
Yeah.
I think my face, like none of that conveys on my face. I just stare blankly at you.
All right.
No.
Around this time, the librarian Johnny, he has finished clearing away the smaller furniture and put the stone altar in the center of this once active circle, and he looks across to you, Bryn, and says, "Forgive me for asking, but you're drow by ancestry, correct?"
Yes. Why?
Your people have certain ways with infernal creatures. Demonic creatures.
Wow.
I don't mean to cast aspersions, but your blood has certain properties that can be utilized in certain wards against them. If you wish to have an extra level of protection, I could do with a vial.
You're asking for my blood.
For the purposes of a ward, I wish to...
He does this to everyone.
Don't do it to everyone. Don't make me sound out like I'm... I just...
The whole thing.
It's
I've
only...
tried talking to him about it. He's not...
It's not... You make it sound like I'm collecting them. I'm not collecting people's blood. I'm using it immediately. You'll see. In fact, you can... I can walk you through the ritual, and you can do it yourself. I don't even have to touch the blood.
Bryn like takes a dagger out from her boot that no one knew was there the entire time, and just like poises it above her hand. Like, where do you want the blood?
Wonderful. Just over here, if you would. And he sort of wipes the floor off from these etched in runes that were into the stonework of the floor. And he says, "This used to be a temple to one of the protector gods, and as such, there are still some amounts of abilities to protect from certain fiendish things. This is where I tend to do most of my research into the unscrupulous natures of the world we live in." And he walks you through a few simple things. He gets a book out and kind of walks you through the things that you need to do and where you need to drop a couple of drops of blood here and there around the runes. Basically, each of the runes has like an activation of the sorts of things it is warding against, and being that drow have semi underworldly abilities, they are ties to underworldly creatures. Your blood will hopefully show the ritual that it is protecting against fiends and devils and things. Meanwhile, he looks to you, Ash, and says, "If you wouldn't mind the tome," and he points to the stone altar.
First off, who are you?
My name is Johnny. I'm the librarian. I have studied a great deal of law, a great deal of what's the word? Rob's forgetting the word. A great deal of information about various different planes and beings and denizens.
What do you know about the book, the tome?
I will know a great deal more if you allow me to study it for a second. I don't wish to speak too openly in its presence.
The book can hear us?
The book cannot, but the creatures tied to the book can.
This might be the only way to heal my home, Robert's home.
Is this... You look like this because of the book?
Perhaps. Tried reading it.
Oh.
The corruption started before it.
Oh, okay.
Man,
how have you been...
read those books, man.
Yeah, how have you been feeling since you started reading it?
The more I read it, the more I change.
You still read it? You shouldn't read it. Stop reading it.
We'll read it more. Maybe it'll go around, full
It
circle.
goes back around. It ticks over. It gets around to 255. And then the 256th corruption goes back to 0.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just gotta find that like tipping point. It's fine.
Stop reading it, for one thing. Also, stop holding it if you can carry it without touching. But for now, place it on the stone. I will put some wards around it, and then I'll tell you a little more.
Can I sense motive? I think it's
Yes,
what it's
sense
called?
motive, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Meanwhile, you're
Just
dripping.
holding out a
You're
bleeding
just holding out.
Yeah.
He's been
Bob's
showing
like,
you.
Oh,
just
you
more
never
of
cut
that.
across the palm.
Not across that. Oh, now why would you
Gotta
do that?
touch
Across
stuff.
now you got to. Yeah, it's gonna heal. It's gonna take ages to heal. Just the prick of the finger would have been fine. Across the back of the hand. I don't know.
With the back of the head? You're not going to touch anything with the back of your head?
I look
gonna get
towards Robert and I place a hand on Robert and I give a slight nod to indicate if something goes down, be ready to attack and destroy.
You see
I try
the
to-
bear start to stand up.
Yeah, and then I go in and I take out the tome and with the hand still placed on Robert's hide, I'll put the tome on the stone length and just wait. I got a 9, by the way, so
Cool.
there's
You
trust.
you didn't read anything untoward from his behaviors.
Yeah, I think that that's the result of that sense motive.
He goes back to his attention on Bryn and finishes explaining where to place the blood. And while he's saying this, he's also chanting a few words under his breath. He's definitely got a spell book in hand. He also stops occasionally to look across at you, Buck, and he's like, "Well,
Yes. Yep.
The candles, Book, the candles.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they are right over where you left them, so...
Yes, put them out! You need to... We've done this...
Do everything around here.
You're the fire guy! You're the one who lights the candles.
Exactly. I was the man who melted Magnemar. Now I'm getting candles, alright?
Yes, well, I mean... We're not going into the history of why you ended up here again.
It would take too long because it's such an epic tale.
Is that why you do not longer look like an adventurer? Why you've gained weight and...
What? I have gained mass, alright? This is mostly... I'm bulking up to then shred down. You don't understand. It's a weightlifting thing, you know.
Robert does the same thing before hibernation, and same with me. We
Mass is strength.
eat mass so that we can...
No body shame.
Yeah. So,
The candles, Book! The candles!
Alright.
You eventually get over. You start to arrange the candles and the incense, as has been your job to do, and eventually between the three of you guys, you finish this warding kind of spell. You guys feel this hazy, wavy energy take over the central plinth and the tome itself, and you see the tome start to rattle as if it's a physical creature that doesn't quite like being in there. It's almost like it's quivering or shaking. Well, that's a good sign. It's reacting to the ward, which means that we imbued it with the right fiendish energies. Let me tell you about it. This is the tome known as the Tome of Infernal Secrets. This blasphemous book, this terrible tome, it is the authoritative volume on unspeakable topics and evils for which there are no names. The Tome of Infernal Secrets contains the multiverse's single greatest collection of profane lore, detailing the evil planes and their denizens with an audacious comprehensiveness beyond that which a tome of its size should be able to physically contain. It's said that true to its name, the tome contains every secret that a devil has ever known, including the true names of all fiends. I'm sure I don't have to tell you with that sort of power, the armies of either side of this Cheliax-Sondoran war would wipe the floor with the other. He turns to you, Ash, and says, "You have the winning side of this war in your hands."
This is complicated. I do not understand the politics of these wars, these civilizations. Why is it come upon me in my forest?
As you say this, whoever's the highest perception among you, the most perceptive of you, you become aware of the fact that you're not alone in this hall anymore. There is another gentleman standing by the front doors, having walked in relatively quietly. He's a human fellow by the looks of it, young-ish, probably in his mid-20s, and he looks over and says, for those who didn't see him, he soon catches your attention as he calls out, "Hey, Librarian, what's all this then?" And the Librarian, startled, sort of looks around and, "Oh, Nathan, I thought you were away." Yeah, I came back earlier today. Just was resting, but I'm all a bit out of it still, so I saw some lights on in here and thought Buck might have fucked up the place. Buck, you know Nathan is another one of the guys who helps out with the Librarian from time to time.
I kind of grip Robert's fur and sort of gesture towards the new entry.
Don't know you.
Nor are you, mate. And the Librarian says, "This is I caught your individual names. Do you have some sort of party name, adventurers?"
Ooh, I love adventurer party names.
No,
Nothing? Really? Oh, guys, you gotta get on that. You gotta get some PR, some branding.
There's definitely marketing opportunities if people can say, spread stories of the...
Not to be rude, but the four of us, I'm including the bear, are only together for a short time, I assume.
You say that, and then it's like...
That's often how...
you get caught up in a thing to save the world. It happens.
What was your party name?
Mine?
Aye.
Oh, I was just solo. So, I was the blaze of of Zamar for a while. I
We are
was
the Blaze of Samar.
yeah, I was
Just
the
take his-
Firestorm of Spire's Edge for a little bit there.
I like that one too.
I've had titles and names in every city.
The librarian looks at you, Bryn, and says, "So let that be a warning as to why you should not split up from your adventuring party."
Come on.
Nathan,
this
please
point-
come in.
Yeah, at this point, as we're talking, Agmai looks at the book that
Still
that's
kind of
currently
just like
clutched by
rattling.
like on the stone.
It's on the stone and it's kind of rattling a little bit. You guys are out of the
Yeah.
ward range.
Agmai knows things about war. Belkson, constant war, tribes, paladins, heroes, and he looks over at Buck and says, "Adventurers. War, fought with blood, sticks, stones. War that can be won with magic. Bad magic. No magic that can change war should be used by anyone."
I would have to agree.
Incredibly
Usually.
profound.
Magic as powerful as this, to have power over, and Nathan's sort of wandered up now, and he says, magic such as this, it's powerful enough to save countless lives, not just now, but of all of those who would be born into this country, this infernal Cheliax. Nathan says, "I'm sorry, what are we talking about?" AJ, can I have Bryn roll a sense motive, please? What are we talking about? Nathan, sorry, this is these adventurers just arrived at the pub today, and
Keep
They
up,
have-
Nathan. Jeez.
they have the they have the tome.
I rolled a 20, but I have -1 in sense motive.
So you got a 19 total.
Apparently,
Buck
I
is
can't
like,
read people.
19 total.
Buck to Bryn is like, I hate Nathan. He's such an asshole.
That's the motive that he says. It just tells you it on whatever's on his face. You saw with that Bryn with 19, you saw that as Nathan wandered up closer to you, he seemed to check you out. And then he went back to focusing on the librarian.
Check me out or like assess the threat?
With the 19, he seemed to check you out.
Okay. Oh no.
He goes back to the librarian with his attention. Says, "I'm sorry, they've got like a chapter of the book," and he says, "No, they have the book. They have the tome. They have the devil side of it. I haven't touched it yet, and it may just be the devil side of it, but it may be the internal. It may be the entire infernal secrets." Holy shit! Yes. So
I found it in a ruin in my forest.
Right. Okay. What do we do with this? It needs to be delivered. It needs to be delivered to someone in Andoran, someone who can use this against the Chelish military, someone who can use this against Asmodeus himself. And Nathan says, "Well, I mean, there's the general that's in Sindara at the moment." And the librarian says, "Sorry, what?" He goes, "General Taskin. She's one of the leaders of Andoran. It's the talk of everybody that she's come to Sinara to I don't know. I've parlay or something."
I was also about to suggest that. I know things as well.
Oh, shut up,
Just-
Buck!
Shoot
You know the first thing.
up,
You
Buck.
haven't even
That's
been.
what
You
you sound
haven't
like.
even left. You haven't even left Nicer in like a month. How would you have even heard of this?
I hear things. I've got connections. You don't know.
Well, all right. How about we take it to Sonara then? We can deliver it ourselves. There's the 4 of these if you count a bear, and then there's me, and you know Buck can stay here and help you with the university.
No, I'll come. I'll come. I'll show you. I still got the moves. I still got the stuff.
For the other 3 of you, Sonara catches your ear as the town that Dr. Gangendry was told to go to as well with the totem. Apparently, it's a place where people know things, and when they saw that they had this very powerful totem, this Tiamat totem, they said, we know people in Sonara that would be able to identify it, and so it seems in keeping with that heading there with this tome might be useful as well. Well, either way, children, please. Either way, we should rest. We can't make the journey in this state.
I also just got to give Rob props for finding himself in a situation where he had to have a conversation with himself as two NPCs, which is never pleasurable to do.
I do that often because it's the only way that I can get. It's the only way that I can get exposition across to the people in Italy guys. So I do it quite often.
Great.
I was half expecting Rob to say what, 2?
One of my favorite ways to run it as well.
I was gonna say, and it flowed.
Oh, yeah. Props. You have a goal in mind potentially. What do you guys want to do before?
I'll move over and I'll scoop up the tome.
Can I roll a knowledge check? Because Bryn is very adamant on stopping this war and saving lives, despite her exterior appearance and grumpy-looking face. But there's too many elements at this point for Bryn, so I can't roll higher than a 19 for sense motive, but I want to do a knowledge check about the location they are talking about. Do I know? Have I heard whispers? Do I know what's going on there?
Yeah, you can absolutely roll that.
Okay. Okay. That is 22.
With a 22, all right. Tell me again what you had in mind as to what you were hoping for, and I'll tell you how much you get.
So the place was where they sent the doctor with the totem. Do I know about that location?
Do you know anything about Sonara?
Whispers?
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. So I will tell you that with a 22, you know that it is located pretty much in the heart of the Whisperwood, and the Whisperwood itself is quite a dangerous wildland, and as such, the Chelish military don't bother going in there because there's not a lot of reason to. So it remains relatively untouched by a lot of the infernal things, which makes it quite a haven for if you can survive the wild creatures, which are sometimes better to brave than the military. If you can survive them, then you can make it to Sonara. So as such, it is a bit of a safe haven for people within Cheliax. It is mostly tiefling and infernal born people that live there, and because they are not shunned like they are everywhere else, they don't tend to turn to crime and evil nature. So it's where there has been a case study essentially of tieflings aren't necessarily inherently evil, because you can look at the tieflings of Sonara and say, look, these guys are perfectly fine. You would know that they don't really worship House Thrune, the ones that are in charge, the leading monarchy, the Empress. You would know that they are a bit of a they're not exactly self-governing, but they're, for all intents and purposes, they're self-governing, and so they keep away from the other sort of the other influences of the lady in charge.
I will, assuming that Nathan is checking me out, which is my assumption, I'm just gonna slowly run my eyes up and down him and then turn back to the librarian. I think that is a good idea. We should rest and then go. If this helps the opposing army defeat Cheliax, then I am all for it.
I'm for it too. I'm happy to go along. I've got skills with knowing the way. I know how to get us to across the plains and to Longacre. I can skirt us around Longacre. I know the sort of.
Didn't we have a guide? I turned to Agmai and to oh god, Dread, what's your character's name again?
Ash. Ash. With an E.
I turned to both of you and I'm like, did we have a guide? Where did our guide go?
Aye, we did, but I don't know where he went.
Who was your guide?
I don't remember his name.
What?
Birdman.
Oh. Scroll.
That's it.
I'm sorry to say he's fucking left you, mate.
Is that right?
Yeah, he's unreliable bastard, that guy. Did you pay him?
No.
No.
I wouldn't be so sure. Check your wallets. He's a bit of an asshole. He comes through here and fucks off every so often, like when it suits him. He's probably got you as far as this and then given up. Bit of a coward.
How much money am I missing?
How much money are you missing? You're not missing any.
Not missing any?
No.
Not that Ash cares for it. He checks anyways. Like,
Oh, there's nothing missing.
Well,
All right.
maybe you took an item or something.
they start to bound over towards the tome and go to scoop it up.
Yeah, you start to push into the ward, and the librarian says, "Well, I would be interested to know if you succumb further to your transformations after a night of being away from this thing."
I can't leave it out of my sight. It's my charge. Until my forest, my home is brought back to the way it was, I'm not leaving it out of my sight.
Fine. Yes. Okay. Just give me 2 minutes. And he leaves and walks out into the rectory at the back of the temple. You can hear him scraping, and about 4 minutes later he comes back out, and he has a necklace in his hand. And he holds it out to you, Ash, and says, "Please wear this when you handle it. It will hopefully prevent further damage from being done, unless it's
What is it?
already too irreversible. It's an amulet of protection."
I also added some macaroni to it.
He did.
Decoration.
Unfortunately, it was glued on, and I've tried to remove most of it, but there's still some stuck that you have to just pass. That
I'll
off.
reach out and I'll grab it. Can I appraise this with my
Sure
appraisal
can.
skill? Does it have any fine precious metals or gemstones?
It does. It has a nice big
Sick.
gemstone in the center of it, like a
Awesome.
light blue. I don't know enough about
That's
gemstones.
glitter
Opal?
on the macaroni.
With my greed, I can appraise it. Now, did you say it was magical?
It is a magical item, yes.
Okay, cool. So I'm just appraising the craftsmanship, not the magic, the inherent magic. Okay, that's a natural 1 for 5.
Hard to know how much it would be worth. Quite a lot, probably, because it does look nice, and it's a nice clear, sharp, well cut gem.
The macaroni adds to it.
The macaroni definitely reduces the cost of this thing, so that's what makes it harder to appraise how much it would be worth.
I'll put it on.
I have many skill ranks in macaroni.
I have a plus 42. It's Pathfinder.
I'll put on the
Macaroni
necklace.
craft?
Yeah.
Macaroni craft.
Macaroni
Oh my
craft.
god, now I want to make a TTRPG where that is a stat.
And a vital skill too.
It's just a preschool TTRPG.
Dread, what do you imagine is Ash's alignment?
We spoke about this actually.
It is obviously
shoot, it's probably on
going
my sheet.
towards evil.
Evil,
Is it
yeah,
already
definitely.
there or not?
Right now it's chaotic neutral.
Chaotic neutral. Cool.
Yeah.
It burns your skin, but not in a way that you want to take it off. Not in a way that you need to take it off. It you can tell is reacting to the infernal influence within your body already, and you take it off of your skin and make sure it's not got skin contact as it sticks with your clothes instead. And it's definitely doing something. You feel just a touch calmer, just a little. Just barely perceptibly, but you can feel like it's slightly less influenced by this evil that was within you.
How's the rush?
All right. Please look after that, and if you survive this, I would like for it back. It does protect me while I'm studying certain tomes, and I won't be able to touch them until I have that back. And then he kind of steps aside and waves towards the altar for you to collect your book.
I go over and I scoop up the tome. There's a look
The
of
librarian
relief.
clearly winces when you pick it up with your bare hands.
Yeah. There is a look of relief when Ash scoops it back up, puts it back in where it stands. For some reason, Ash just is still not sure about the librarian, Nathan, and was it Dutch? Butch?
Buck.
Buck.
Buck
Okay, yeah,
Hamfist.
Buck Hamfist.
Buck hand fist.
I'm gonna
Dutch.
change.
But he moves over towards Robert and then just sort of gives Robert a scruff.
All right, we should go rest then.
And then you say that, and Rob just right where he is.
Oh, I know.
I mean, you're welcome to sleep here, but there are you can, if you do you camp? Do you have camping things on you? You could. There's wilderness. I have one spare bed in the rectory. Nathan, do you have? And he says, I mean, I've got a bed. Buck, where are you sleeping these days?
I got a place. It's real. No, I'm fine. I got it sorted.
I mean, well, one of you
worries.
could, and Nathan looks to you, Bryn, says, one of you could stay with me. I've got a spare. No? All right.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. Nathan kind of sucks.
I mean, that's rude. You barely know me a week, but
didn't say it wasn't true though, did you?
I mean, if it shut up, Buck.
Sorry, I missed that. If the last 10 seconds.
We're just setting out sleeping arrangements.
Talking about where you're going to sleep, you've got you can camp outside. There's one spare bed in the rectory with the librarian. Nathan also says he has a spare bed at his place, and he gestured to you, Bryn, when he said it.
I think Bryn will look over to her friends and will stay with them and just silently back into the shadows and just sort of
just doesn't say anything, doesn't respond.
Doesn't say anything.
just backs away. All right.
Not
where
in a, rejection, just in a no answer.
Yeah. What is everybody doing then? What's your plan? Where are you long resting?
All right, we go into the inn, or do you want to camp out in the nature? Robert could use some exercise, so I might go hunting.
You're going to go hiking right now.
Hunting? Killing a deer or something. Perhaps. I can be persuaded.
It's relatively dry outside. It's not wet. The ground isn't slick or anything because it's not been raining.
You know what?
I'm not going to spend the rest of today deciding where you sleep. Make a fucking decision, one of you.
Let's go rest.
We have other things planned for the rest of the session.
We're going to the inn.
Jesus Christ.
We'll go to the inn because I think Bryn doesn't want to be anywhere near sunlight again.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Point.
Buck makes a big deal about going back to his place, and he there's a stables that crashes.
You talk about going back to yours, and Nathan's eyes roll back like.
Gotta go back to the old homestead. You know how it is. Hit the old hay.
I don't know who this is for the benefit of. Who is it? Who's this?
Hay.
Is this for anyone's benefit? They've already left. They've gone to the inn. What are you? Fucking hell.
Shut up, Nathan. I hate you.
you leave the librarian, and the librarian locks up behind. Nathan goes off back to his, and you head back to the stables while the rest of them go to the inn. And through the night, all of you that dream. I'm not sure if drow dream in Pathfinder. Do they, Doug? Do they trance like in 5e?
I looked this up last time. We sleep normally. We don't trance.
You do sleep normally. Excellent.
They sleep like normal what's?
Yeah, like normal people.
Like normal people.
All right.
Actually, fun fact if you want to play around with it, the reason why drow are drow in Pathfinder is because elves were irradiated by the energies of the god of destruction known as Rovagug. So whether or not those radiations affect those dreams is a very cool and interesting thing.
They only had dreams where they forget to wear pants to school.
Only those dreams.
That's the code.
Specifically.
Super trippy, interpretive shit is what Bryn dreams of, yeah.
Well, what I was going to say is it's a bit of a rough night because you get a lot of the dreams that come to you are prophetic in nature, as I like to do when I'm leveling up, and you have a level up overnight. I don't know what I normally like to tailor your dreams and describe them as tailored to what new abilities you're getting, but I don't know the first thing about your characters or what what things you get at level 6. So that's up to you guys to decide what your dreams are. But there you go. You have
Argmai
prophetic
wakes
level
up
dreams.
2 foot bigger.
Jesus Christ! How are you getting bigger?
Because I'm a rage shaper.
Overnight? Oh god.
Oh my god.
Yep, my legs have gotten longer.
Just the legs?
Just the
Yeah,
legs.
because now I am unaffected by difficult terrain or the entangled condition.
Wow.
From sheer muscle.
Me
So
too.
so you're in a bed in the inn, and you've like really squeezed. You've had to squeeze to get into this bed already, and then the next morning you wake up and the bed head and bottom have been splintered off, and you're just smashed out.
And you know it's that sideshow Bob growl, like just.
Yeah.
He's just lying on his back.
What about you, Ash? Ash and Robert.
I would say that with the necklace being worn through the night, Ash was able to get some reprieve from the infernal influence that was happening.
Yeah, you felt your influence coming up, and then every so often the
Yeah.
necklace would like be pulsing.
Yeah.
And
And because of that, Ash was able to reconnect with nature and gained a new slot for wild shape. So we can wild shape twice per day now.
nice.
So Ash actually does wake up in a better mood, as well as a bit more rested than they usually are.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good. What about Bryn?
Bryn dreams of being a jaguar. And it's incredibly.
Now I can wild shape too.
Yeah, no, I can't wild shape, but I chose the Jaguar's Pounce the talent.
Jaguar's pounce.
Yeah, so I can potentially knock over my opponents
Oh, cool.
after dealing sneak attack damage.
Yeah,
so
so
I
you're-
just have like a really sick dream about being a cat.
Yeah, you're yourself at first, but then you kind of you go to step forwards, and you realise that you're stepping forwards with front legs like silky black fur, just like prowling through the forest, and that's when you realise you're a cat. You walk past some water, see your reflection, and then eventually you see something. What do jaguars eat? I don't know, some sort of
Meat?
wild pig of some kind. You find a wild pig. They eat crocodiles.
Sloths?
Holy shit!
They do. They drop
Yeah,
down from
you
trees.
go down to the water to
Jaguar.
drink. You see your own jaguar reflection, and then a crocodile comes at you, and you plunge your claws into it, and then you wake up with the satisfaction of knowing you can attack with jaguar claws. I don't know how Pathfinder works.
It's just called Jaguar's,
Okay, cool.
Jaguar's Pounce. I can just be simple.
Classic Jaguar move, tripping.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, and Buck, you were already level 6, so you don't get a drink. Suck it, special guest.
I just had the same dream
Said the
of my former glory years.
All right, in the morning, what's your plan? You're all leveled up, you're all long rested, and you've got to head out to. You're following. Well, I'll say that you get a knock on the door from one of the innkeepers, One-Eyed Pete. You got a friend down here says he's waiting for you, and then you go downstairs and you get the Nathan fella. All right, we setting off then. We got no time like the present.
Are we being joined by that Buck guy?
Nah, I don't need to. Nah, no point. Just it'll slow us down.
Hey guys.
Ah, fuck.
Hey. You going? Are we going?
Let's
go.
Fuck. This is why I wanted to set off early. It doesn't rise very quick, but apparently today, different to usual. Ever since the librarian cut him off, I suppose, didn't spend his night in the bottom of a bowl. All right, on we go then. He
I'm up early because I didn't go to sleep.
he's downstairs in the bar with a cup in his hand, like already. And Pete's like, "Are you paying for that?" And he's like, "No, it was left over from that guy."
Wait,
It's
not
90% backwash.
Waste not, want not.
Amazing.
Arguine's gonna go down and put like 3 silver pieces on the bar table, just to kind of pay for everything that's now destroyed.
Destroyed and all of the things. The Pete just kind of grunts at you as you leave.
I look up at Agmai. Did you get taller?
brushing
Maybe.
the rafters of this bar.
You look taller. You do.
Ugh, might think you all look smaller.
Aye, it's probably true.
Yeah, I did work out a little last night, so probably.
Oh, what did you do? What type of routine do you
We're
have?
saying as we're walking.
Yes, thank you. Thank God. You are walking to your destination, and you can
Yes,
have this
yes.
roleplay.
Yeah.
Also, before you leave the town, Nathan says, "You guys got tents or something? Because we're going to be traveling for a while. It's across country. You are aware. Traveling through the Whisper Woods. It's like lots of miles.
I just like
We've got-
gesture
You've
to
got
my
things.
cloak.
You're like, all right, cool. Just wanted to let you know. You leave town.
Do you guys have tents?
I'm used to sleeping in the great rugged outdoors.
I usually use my wood shape to make something for me and Robert, or else we find a cave.
And
Agmai makes cave.
Yeah, Agmai the night before last made a
Yeah.
cave for you all. He just dug down through the dirt, moved it aside until he got to rock, and then just scraped it aside. That is an insane power, by the way.
Oh,
I'm still,
hey,
I'm
hey,
still sussing Nathan out. I'm sus of this boy.
Rob, you think that's mad? Check out the Discord message I sent you on my updated carry capacities.
I saw it.
Oh,
Yes,
God.
I saw it. I was trying to work out how to put three tanks in here for you to juggle.
I had to check my maths a few times, and I was like,
I could juggle 3 tanks, and I was like, okay, I don't know how I'm going to fit 3 tanks into Cheliak's military, but we'll see if we can make it
You
work.
know, making a lot of technological improvements.
Just over the course of today. So you walk for a while, and you are sussing on Nathan for the rest of the day, and he's doing his job as he told you he would. He knows the direction to go, and he's basically your new guide heading you in that direction.
Yeah.
You're also listening to Buck's stories about his adventuring, no doubt.
Which
and
I've heard before, but from different perspectives. So anytime he embellishes on something, I'm like,
See, I was the blaze of Belkson. I was also the blaze of that other place. There's not a lot of words
As
for
he-
fire,
as-
to be real with
There's
you.
a place. I've got a lot of places.
as he says, Blaze of Belkzen, which is Agmai's home. He kind of looks down at him.
Oh, shit.
For a little bit there, I think. Probably.
me, AJ knows I can't roll higher than I've already rolled on
Yep.
sense motive for Nathan. So like I'm screwed. I'm just
You
gonna
don't,
keep
you don't gather
a watchful
anymore.
eye.
Like he's not hitting on you or anything throughout the day. He's focused on his task of getting you where you're going, and he doesn't do anything that catches your attention as odd or sus for the rest of the day. You do stop
Then
for
I
lunch
forget
at some
about
point. You do stop for lunch at some point, and that's when he kind of like you catch his eye looking at yours a little bit. But he's not acting on anything. He goes back to doing things, and then whenever you're actually actively walking, he's not trying to hit on you or anything. Eventually, you get to the end of the day and you camp out, and you have a rest out in the wilderness. Once or twice, you have to go quiet as somebody comes close, kind of like the night before last with wild, infernal kind of creatures. But the next day, you set off again and make it to the outskirts of a town called Longacre by the mid-afternoon. Nathan has told you on this journey that Longacre is a place where the military, the sort of retired veterans, as it were, of the military from Cheliax kind of live. Most of them were malcontents, traumatized and disillusioned by the harsh reprisals that they were forced to inflict on their fellow citizens, and they're outspoken in their criticisms of House Thrune. In response, they've been mistreated, shunned, and driven into poverty and exile here in Longacre. So they're again kind of like Sonara. They're what's the word? They are empathetic to plights of people who are trying to get out of Cheliax and stuff, but they're not going to actively help you. He gives you the option of in or out of Longacre, your choice. You can go around it and through it. You can go around it or through it.
Makes for a pretty dour nightlife, gonna be real. A lot of sad drunks.
Yeah, they're. I've been here a couple of times. I was here a few nights back, and they're not the most fun people, that's for sure. We'd make quicker progress if we went round it. But
I'm for around it.
all right,
Round it goes.
round and round we go then.
I've done enough socializing for the last couple of days.
All right, you are then.
I dislike settlements.
Fair enough. and he leads you around. It takes the rest of the night, rest of the daylight and into the night to get to the edge of the Whisper Wood, and then with a little parasol up. You get to the edge of the Whisper Wood just as it's getting dark, and you can push on for a few more hours before you guys are tired enough to have to stop. But now that we're going through not just overland plains, but now we're into forest, as it were, I will have you guys roll a... It's not survival, is it, Dag? Is it survival?
Yes.
Survival, yeah. Roll survival to just see how well you're doing at keeping track and keeping together as a group and all that stuff.
Dirty 20.
Dirty
That's a
20.
dirty 20. It's a dirty 20.
Survival.
9.
9.
Like a good 9.
Like a good 9. Okay.
Like a good 9.
I'm assuming it's daylight because I rolled a 5, which is a 1 plus my 4.
You got that 1 plus 4. Excellent.
Yeah.
Dread.
26.
Oh, nice. All right, so 26 and 25 was it, Agmai? Somewhere in the 20s?
20.
26, 20, and then a 9 and a 5. So in that order of well, how you're doing, that's kind of how you're progressing through the forest. You've gotten to a point where you're like trying to get down a bit of a slope, down a naturally formed slope down towards a small brook or a bit of a tributary to a river. And the bear and the dwarf have, you're absolutely at home here as druid and as forest folk. It's nice to be in a forest again, even if it's got this air of danger to it. It's a thick sort of forest that you'd have monsters being able to sneak up on you relatively easily in this kind of thick denseness of the forest. But you're familiar with it and you feel a lot less in danger here than you would out in the plains. Just because of your background, you've made it to the bottom easily. Agmai, you just from nature of your sheer size, you can just slam your feet down into the ground. You're not exactly slipping and sliding just because you're big heavy mass. You just walk your way down the hill easily, and you're right behind Ash. Buck, you're about halfway down this hill, kind of slipping between trees and branches and stuff, and just about holding yourself up. But Bryn, you've been finding a harder time. You're a little lighter on your feet, and so the slippery sort of undergrowth and the forest leaf litter that's been fallen on the ground is slipping you a little bit. At one point, you slip out, and a hand reaches out and grabs you, and you turn and see Nathan sort of just having caught you as you fell, and then he says, "Careful there. We won't want to get you in any trouble, would we? After all, you've got skills that could come in handy, eh? And we don't want those to go to waste by you getting into trouble too early. You make a sense motive check. You have advantage. You have a circumstance bonus. No, you have a circumstance bonus though because he's super close to you now.
Alrighty, I rolled a 3.
A 3. All right.
Minus 1 is 2.
You can tell without the need for a check, you can tell that there's something going on for him right now, and he is fighting back something. But with the 2 plus the circumstance bonus, you can't read what it is. There's just something that he is now fighting, now that he's in contact with you, and now that he's this close to you. You need to be more. Oh, fuck it, this'll do. And then as he says this, horns erupt from the top of his head. And I'll have you guys roll initiative.
I told you he sucked.
Let's go.
Oh boy.
All right, initiative. I have to roll that. I was just like, cool. Initiative gets rolled.
Do the thing, Rob.
19.
All
Where's
right.
initiative on my character sheet? Oh, there it is. Oh, good. 20. Dirty 20.
Oh, dirty stuff. 20.
20 for Buck, 19 for Ag.
I got a 13.
13 for Ash.
17 for Bryn.
17 for Bryn. Dag, how does surprise rounds work? Is there a surprise round?
Yes, depending on the nature of it, if you constitute this as an ambush or not.
It is an ambush, yes.
In which case, he gets a full turn prior to everyone taking actions in rounds. However, certain rogues, I don't know if AJ has the ability, have the ability to act in a surprise round on their regular initiative if they've got that. But other than that, they have like basically a whole round to themselves, and
Cool.
then round 1.
Excellent.
I don't know because you made my character sheet deck.
I think you do not. I'm going to say.
Look, I was falling over in the forest. I thought this guy's hitting on me. He was like, "Fuck it," and started moving towards me. And so I'm like, "Are we making out?"
Oh, is this
Like,
what?
I
Is this
don't
what's
know.
happening? Are we doing this right here in the forest? I don't. His
There are
his
people.
his face seems to split open as these horns erupt, not just from here, but like from one in the center, from the image here. If you guys want to know what we're fighting, you can look up Host Devil. You can see that 5 horns erupt from the top of his head, and 2 more from his jawbones. They seem to split outwards, and then form like these hooked sort of features around the sides of his face as his jaw bursts open from beneath, and his teeth all sharp, and his eyes sink into darkness as his arms get muscular and wings burst from his back. Host devils, for anyone who knows anything about infernal creatures among your party, would know that they are hunters of souls. They are the ones sent out to retrieve hell's most elusive property. Whether souls that have long evaded capture, or damned beings who have somehow managed to escape hell, or creatures that have reneged upon contracts, or, for instance, very legendary infernal books that they've been hunting down for a while and have finally managed to find it with the help of Scraw.
Would I know what this creature is personally?
What is your knowledge what is your knowledge planes, knowledge local, and knowledge arcana? Are you trained in any of those?
I'm trained in local.
Then make a knowledge local check, and I'll see if you know what one is.
Ooh,
You live in a
23.
Yes, then yes, you would have seen them because of the nature of living in Cheliax, where devils are abound. You would know that these guys are retrievers. In fact, Bryn has had a few people after her in the past. Have you not? And the people coming after you in the past would have been people of this ilk.
Yeah, okay. And Dag, remind me, the relationship the Drow have, or the people that I used to work with, they're also devils, or?
Okay,
Or the
so
opposite,
Drow
demons.
themselves have a affinity to Lolth, and the demons, not devils. So
Not devils.
it's kind
Okay,
of like
so
the
this
same.
is like anti-me.
Yeah. As for your
cool.
faction, they have no bearings on anyone. They just
Yeah.
they like to kill for money.
Yep. All right. No worries.
All right. So, on his first surprise round attack, as he spreads his wings, he has a feature called Master Grappler, so he can wield a weapon and still grapple you at the same time. So he has you grappled by the arm, and he can still do his things. Which is the first one he's going to do is
Also-
Noxious.
Not to be a nerd, but I think during a surprise round you can take either a standard or a move action, but not both.
Unless it's an ambush, in which case you are able to.
Oh
use
wow, he's got the counter.
Out nerded you!
Wow.
What a nerd!
That's the only difference. That's the only difference between.
You fell for my trap card. Except on an ambush. Ha!
Bam.
Uno
That's
incredible.
reverse.
Love to
So
see it.
he has you grappled, and he is going to use a Noxious Breath attack. As a standard action, he can exhale a breath that reeks of pure corruption upon a creature within 5 feet. You must succeed on a Fortitude saving throw, please.
Nathan's a little creep. He's just got bad breath.
Yeah.
Super obsessed with the girl of the group. Like,
She's being hunted by some people because of her backstory. So he
Shoulda-
noticed
shoulda known.
you noticed you
Any guy-
as soon as you walked in. He was like, "Oh, 2 birds, 1 stone here. I've got the book and I've got Bryn."
And I was like, oh.
Oh, he liked it.
Fortitude save. So that is a 17 plus 5, 23.
Oh, that is a success. So you are not sickened. Creatures that successfully save cannot be affected by the same noxious breath for the next 24 hours. It's a poison effect. Yeah, that's it.
I'm
you
corrupted
are...
already, bitch.
Yeah, can't corrupt this. So that is his standard action. He has a move action if he wants to use it. I think for his move, he's going to try and pull you back up away from the hill, just slowly, slightly further away from Buck and the other 2.
Okay.
That is his turn. Unfortunately for him, he rolled last in the initiative order, so it means that he barely. It's just the same as him going first without a surprise round. Buck, as you were slipping, sliding your way down, you reach back and grab a tree up to hold yourself up, and then you reach back to like save face and say something face saving to the beautiful woman at the top of the hill. And you
Meant to
say-
do that. Meant to
just,
do that.
yeah, and just as you look back to save face, you see Nathan grab her and then lean in, and his face bursts into horns. What do you do?
Should never have trusted a man named Nathan. How far away is he?
From you, now that he's used his move action to drag her a little, I'm going to say that he is about 20 feet back. But he's up a
Oh.
hill.
Right.
Slippy hill.
I'm going to take a 5-foot step towards him, if I can.
Yep, you
if
can.
it's
It's 5-foot step,
like
you're able
Clamber
to.
up, or at least like use that to like kind of get my footing so I can have both hands free. Look up at him. I'm going to take a move action to, like you see like bits of heat all kind of like coalesce around Buck as he drags energy towards him, like bits of as the kind of like the heat waves like get pulled from the earth around him,
Yeah.
like frost almost forms, as the heat coalesces on him. And would I know if this? I've been around devils and stuff. What kind of check do I need to make? Or maybe I can't make it because I'm untrained. But would I know if he has like fire resistance?
Do you have knowledge local, knowledge arcana, or knowledge planes? Trained in
No, I
any
do
of those?
not.
Then, unfortunately, no, you would not know.
Okay.
Am I right?
I'm
Am
gonna
I right in
take
saying
this-
that it would be a higher DC than that, Doug? Higher DC than 10? Yeah.
It's the CR of the creature plus 10 for a common.
Cool, thank you.
Alright,
Then no,
I'm
it's
gonna-
too high a DC to make an untrained check on that.
I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and do penetrating infusion.
Nice.
Nice. And also empower.
Nice.
Cool.
Powerful penetration, let's go.
Powerful penetration. Okay, this is against. Jesus Christ. This is against touch AC, and that is a 29 against touch AC, I believe.
That hits.
That
Surprising.
hits. Okay, wonderful. So if he does have fire resistance, it's going to be 5 less.
Cool. How much damage does it do?
It's going to do a bunch. So it's going to do 3d6 plus 6, and then plus 50% on top of that. 10. 16. So 24 points of fire damage.
Oof. And you can localize it to just him. He's grabbed.
Just
he's
him.
grappled. Yep.
Yeah.
These flame burns around him. He looks down the hill towards you as the flames subside, and you see no damage on him at all.
Okay, well.
You thought you thought fire would fucking hurt me? I'm a fucking devil, you moron. Why do you think? Why do you think I've been giving you such a hard time? Fire's your whole fucking thing.
Well, maybe I have other stuff. You don't know.
Unfortunately, fire is seemingly an immunity.
Okay, all right.
Amazing.
We'll figure it out.
Because Rob's an asshole, and he gave the one guest that's specialized in fire. He gave him a fire immune monster to fight.
I got some
We'll see.
other stuff.
We'll see. I got plans. Don't worry.
I feel like after Dale, Rob just hates special guests.
Hey, the dice hated Dale. I didn't hate Dale. All right.
It's just tradition. He has to follow through now.
I gotta follow through. I gotta give all of
the other two.
yeah.
So Zach's also gonna have a bad time.
All right, after-
as it kind of dissipates off him, I'm like, well, Bryn, it was nice knowing you. Hope you get that stuff started.
Agma, you're up.
All right, Agmai is going to.
You are about 40 feet down the hill, and it's a slippy hill. No, not so slippy for you, but
I ignored difficult terrain.
sweet.
So I'm going to. Like sulfur smelling cockroaches. And I'm going to take out my vial, snap it. As his eyes start to glow, I'm going to gain plus 6 strength. And I'm going to just start bounding up the hill. Now, I'm going to do this slowly. So I'm going to move at half speed for no other purpose than to scare the absolute
intimidate this
crap
devil.
out of this dude. Yeah, so you just watch as he's, like, stepping up, walking, lumbering. And it seems to be that he's getting taller as he's climbing. up the hill. But that is my standard action, my move action.
Towering
And,
over some of the trees, bending some of the trees out of your way.
Oh yeah.
Excellent. That's Agmite. Bryn, you're up. You are grappled onto this guy. You had some corruption breathed into your face.
Which did nothing.
Which did nothing. And then there was some very hot flames whoosh, right by your face. You felt the heat from it, but none of the damage from it.
Nothing from it. Okay, cool. Then I, with my other hand, because obviously I'm still grappled by him.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to use that to my advantage. I'm going to take out my one of my swords, sabers, with the other hand and slice down at him.
Wonderful. Now,
So
Dag.
that is my...
I tried to remind myself, but there's so many feats that I've forgotten already.
Okay.
He's got combat reflexes and dodge. Which one of those is going to be useful against this attack? Anything?
Dodge should already be applied to
It's already
the
applying.
AC.
Okay, cool.
Combat reflexes only applies when making attacks of opportunity. He can make a number of extra attacks of opportunity equal to whatever
Right,
his modifier
gotcha.
happens.
Cool.
So I'm going to wrap my hand around his wrist
Mm-hmm.
as well, sort of like to strengthen my own what's the word I'm looking for? Grapple. And pull him towards me as I slice down with the sawtooth saber.
Excellent. Make an attack.
17 plus 8. 25.
25 hits. Jesus.
Okay, so that is 1. Okay, that is 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage.
that.
Alright.
Yeah, now that is not... He's not flanked. So no sneak attack.
Nope.
And he's not flat-footed. And I can't do... study target, can I? Because that's also to do with the...
I don't know.
Yeah, neither. Hold on, I'm just rereading the thing. It's a move action, so technically I can.
Okay. Do you have move when you grappled? Daggage?
Oh, like you can actually just move in general.
Has,
If you
has she
grapple,
got
you just can't.
has she got a move action while
Yeah,
she's
she
grappled?
still has the action. You just
Okay.
can't. She can't move, as it were.
Yeah, she can't use the move action to move, but she can use the move
Well,
action
that's
to do
good that I
something
can
else.
use the move action for something else. Yeah, cool.
Cool.
I will study target then.
Excellent. Do I have
I'll
to roll
just
anything?
literally just pull him closer to me and like assess.
Do I have to roll anything? Is it you rolling against me? What's the deal?
No, I just from here on forward I get +2 to my attack and damage.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Wonderful. That after your turn, Ash, it is not your turn yet because you are down the bottom. You're down the bottom of the valley with Robert.
Yeah.
And just as you're hearing all of this happening at the top, you just go to turn, but something feels off down here. Your amulet around your neck starts to pulse again, in like its protective kind of quality, and it sort of like instinctively. You're not sure what it was that you saw or heard or felt about something, but something makes you look back towards the small waterway that's down here, the tributary to the river, and you see crawling out of it another devil, a devil that is a lot more serpentine looking. It has it has this slick back bluish kind of purplish skin that curls round into 2 curled horns at the sides of its head, and yellow glowing eyes in 4 parts down here that lead into like tentacles in front of this toothy maw. These lilac pinkish lilac frills of almost fins or wings, and its 2 muscular arms. It's got like the upper body torso of a muscular humanoid, and then the serpentine sort of body and tail. The arms, the forearms, sort of instead of splitting into hands, split into pink tentacles. And if you want to know what one looks like, look up a drowning devil.
Drowning devil. Oh my gosh. So cool.
A serpentine creature with fin-like wings, ram horns, 4 eyes, and arms that end in masses of tentacles.
When you said masses, you weren't kidding around,
Masses
huh?
of tentacles, yes.
My gosh, it looks frightening.
Silly boy.
Oh yes. Okay, cool. How far away did you say it was from me, Robert?
It is probably about 15 feet off to your
15.
right.
Okay, 15 feet off my right. I'm going to look over in that direction again. And as previously seen, Ash is going to run his fingers through his sooty, smoldering beard and grab tendrils of ash. And he's going to gesture out in that direction and cast Entangle over there towards the creature. It just in such a way that if anything else is behind it, they'll get entangled. Or if I just want it kind of on the edge so that me and Robert can sort of run up to the bramble edge and do that there.
Easily can get him in it, and I need to make a reflex save, right?
The reflex save? Yep. I'm just looking at the sheet here to see exactly what that needs to be. I think it's... I got a good reflex today. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it goes
so my Entangle,
19 total.
19 total? Yeah, it beats it. Yeah, easy. Okay, cool. As that fails, I'm gonna look down to Robert and say, "Good work," and then point in that direction for Robert to sort of charge up and make some attacks.
Wonderful. Your devilish bear comes bounding in, takes a couple of attacks. You can roll for him.
Let's do it. Okay. Where's my dice? We're gonna go for a power attack, which is a -1 but a +2 to damage.
Nice.
And it's gonna be a power attack on a bite.
Wonderful. Let's do it.
That's going to be a 19 to hit.
19 just hits.
Oh, let's go. That's going to be 3 plus 5, 8 piercing damage.
8 piercing damage. You can see that because of his devilish nature and the fact that Robert's claws are not good aligned, he does not take quite
Doesn't do as much damage. Hells yeah. And then Robert will do a claw attack as well.
All right.
And just you in the edge. That's going to be a 15.
15 to hit?
Yeah.
15 unfortunately misses.
Yep. Okay, cool.
Striking and clawing. The claws actually strike his body, obviously, but they just don't tear through the devilish hide.
Hells yeah. Ash is going to yell out to everyone else, "We got more company down here!" And that'll be Ash's turn.
Excellent. The drowning guy came up out of the water. That was his turn to enter the field. Ash, you did that, and is now the host devil. The host devil, Nathan, he is going to... Where's my host? There he is.
Big Nath.
Big Nath. Let's see what...
Big Natty D.
Big Nath.
Oh boy.
Vitamin Nate.
He's going to make his... He's doing 2 claw rend with some bleeding shit. He's going to do a rend, brackets, 2 claws, 1d6 plus 6 plus 2 bleed. So he's going to do that. 2 claws means 2 attacks. Am I understanding that right? Yeah.
Yep.
But he does it... Is it because it's one ability, rend, it's the same attack on both, or does it do the...
Okay, no. It's all... Rend is... actually, that's a good question. I think Rend is a 3rd free attack. If
it's under special attacks. It says special attacks, rend, brackets, 2 claws.
Alright, I'll quickly check on it. It's either you get a free attack if you land on both, or it's just straight up extra damage if you hit both.
Gotcha. Cool. I will roll to see in case. Does he get any benefits for her being grappled by him? While not wielding a weapon... while not wielding a weapon, a Magav gains a +4 bonus on grapple checks, but he's not grappling. I mean, he's not trying to grapple, he's already grappled. So that's not going to be great then. That is just a 15 to hit. Bryn? 15 arm class. Nope. Alright, so he misses with the first. He tries to slash in. You've been hitting him with your grappling him and trying to hit him. He just tries to scratch at you. He tries to scratch again and gets a 14.
One of those Chinese finger traps.
Pulling back and forth. He's trying to claw, and you're just kind of knocking it aside.
I just realised I haven't checked my AC before because I haven't been hit in the previous
Oh, wow.
session.
I believe.
Yeah, because we've had special guests that Rob's been targeting.
Yeah, and you and the special guests have been hit, and Bryn has just been killing and ducking away.
Well, this host is coming for you, that's for sure. All right.
Yes.
That is 2 claw attacks, and they both missed because that was not a good attack. I think that's all he can do then. That was his standard action. His movement action is he doesn't want to get he doesn't want book. Oh, opportunity attack from Agmai if he moves, doesn't he?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, he's going to risk it though. He is going to burst out those wings and he is going to fly. He has a fly speed of 50, much faster on his wings than in his on his feet.
Okay, seeing him fly, I'm going to replace my melee attack with a grapple. This will provoke an attack of opportunity, so he'll get to smack me back.
Okay, so you grapple him as your attack of opportunity. He then attack of opportunity is you.
If he does fly, do I go with him?
I was just going to ask that for clarification. He is grappling her, and he has the master grappler thing that allows him to grapple and still make attacks and things. Does he also get to fly with somebody? Half his speed or something?
I believe he does, but he does need to maintain the grapple to do so.
Maintain the grapple. Okay, so I need to remake the grapple check.
Yep.
Okay, cool. He has a
I'm
plus.
also grappling back.
Wait, no. Only one person can be in charge of the grapple at any time.
Cool.
Okay.
He is.
Then he is. He will try and maintain that grapple with an 18. What does she go against? She goes combat bonus.
CMB versus her CMD.
Yeah. CMB. So what's your CMD?
CMD is 20.
Holy shit! I got a plus 11 on that. Is that including the plus 4 bonus on grapple checks? I don't know.
That should be, yeah.
Yeah, so it's probably included. So I got a 25. So yeah, he maintains the grapple.
I'm just going for a
tries
ride.
tries to leave with her in tow. You reach out with a grapple on your attack of opportunity, Agmai.
Yeah, okay, so look, I got a 18 on the dice.
Oh, Jesus Christ. When you said, oh, okay, look, I was like, I hope that's it's really bad luck.
But silly
it's
Michael,
really good.
But silly Michael didn't actually add up what my actual CMB is, so I believe it is
It's based on your
32.
strength, right? So it's gonna be a
Yeah,
million and a half.
I think it's 30. I think it's 32 currently.
Okay.
His CMD is 26, so you still managed to grapple him even with that high of a combat maneuver defense.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach up and like kind of Hulk-wise, like kind of grab him by like the front of his like. I imagine he's got like a shirt or something, and just pull him back down. But he does get to stab me for my efforts.
Yeah, he's gonna make a claw attack against you then. Nat 20. Yeah, boy. Can you get your combat, your dice, your card deck thing, please?
I do have my cards over here.
I double the dice, don't I?
Yes.
So instead
And no, you double everything except for precision, except for the extra damage. So if you have like sneak attack or stuff.
Cool. So he has 1d6 plus 4 plus 2 bleed. So it'll be 2d6 plus 8 plus 4 bleed.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm gonna pick 3 for my crit.
And then he rolls a 1 and a 2. Great.
Piercing. Ooh, very nice. I get hit quite badly on my Achilles heel, and I have half.
Because you dragged him to the ground. Boom!
Yeah.
You grab him. He tries to fly away. You grab him. You slam him into the ground, and then he goes, "Oh!" And he reaches forward and just grabs you on the Achilles.
Yeah, and I can't restore. Well, I'm at half move speed until I heal the damage that he dealt.
Wonderful. Which is 3 plus. Where is it? I've lost it. 3 plus 8 is 11 plus 4 bleed. Does the bleed happen now?
It'll happen at the start of my turn.
You got 4 bleed. So it's just 11.
Wow.
11 slashing damage from a crit from a devil. That is his turn. He tried to attack AJ, missed both of them. He tried to fly away, got grappled, and this guy's getting fucked up. All right.
Is it 2d4 bleed?
No, it's just normally just 2 bleed, straight 2.
Oh, straight 2. Okay.
And so it was a crit, so I imagine it's 4 bleed, right?
Yep. Easy.
All right. It is now Buck's turn.
Fuck. Yeah, it's gonna be like, Brent, if you have any last words or anything you want me to pass on, happy to help. Anyway, he turns to this other devil. How far away is it?
From you, it would be about 40 and then another 15 to the side. So about 50 feet as the crow flies.
Okay. I'm gonna use my move action to run towards it.
And it's downhill, so benefits to you. So you use movement to run towards it. What's your movement speed?
Like 30 feet, I think.
Have you got anything that negates difficult terrain or slippy slidey shit?
No.
All right, reflex
Not-
saving throw, please, as you.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I have a feat that like combats the slippy slidey shit. That's what it says.
It says combat.
That doesn't
Specific-
help,
quite literally
Rin.
says
That
that.
doesn't help.
It would not surprise me. It's Pathfinder. It's an entire feat that you take just for combating when you're going down hills, but only when they're hills between 45 and 30 degrees incline after
slightly
wet
wet.
weather, as long as
Yeah.
it's been within 6 and 14 hours between after the latest rainfall. As long as the rainfall wasn't more strong.
On a Sunday.
On a
I have a plus
On a
10 to my
Sunday.
reflex, and I only got a 13.
You got a 13. All right, so you move halfway towards the drowning devil. Whoops! And then the good news is you get there. The bad news is you get there because you slid onto your ass and tumbled down the hill, sliding and slipping and hitting into trees on the way down. You take a point of damage, but you are now prone next to the drowning devil and the raging bear.
Oh my god. That was an action advance. It's a highly advanced move.
It's a way to get more movement than you should have.
Yeah.
It's tototally thought about.
So I'm prone next to this.
You're prone
this dude.
next to the between the drowning devil and the bear, essentially.
This is bad.
What levels
What
of penguin monk?
what can I do? Can I crawl away from this dude? Can I just? Or
I
is it
believe
standing up is the other?
anything you do within melee of a thing gives you an attack opportunity on you.
Yes,
Pretty
yes,
much.
Yes.
Standing up definitely does. Crawling away, I think, does.
Right.
It does.
Is there like a disengage action he can do? The withdraw. Is there a withdraw?
If he was standing, yes.
If
But
he
while
was
you're prone, you can't withdraw.
Can't do
Yeah.
shit, mate.
I think I'm standing. I think that's the move. Oh wait. I have my action left, right?
Yeah, you still got an action.
Oh sweet. I'm gonna be like, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. All those stories you heard of Buck Hamfist gliding gracefully through the air. You're about to see it in person, and then you see like fire start to coalesce near his feet, and then there's a
Nice.
sound like a car backfiring, and he just flies like violently 60 feet in one direction. Oh god!
So he tumbles, shoots off like a rocket.
Good.
Yeah.
I have a.
Actually, I'm gonna go directly up.
I was gonna say, if you want to go randomly in a direction, I have a random direction dice that's a D8 that uses the cardinal
Yeah, go on.
directions.
I guess I better go down.
Wait, what direction's he in? Does he get a gut check if the rockets launch him
I was
straight
gonna,
at
yeah,
him?
I was literally gonna say there's a devil in one direction and a devil in the other. Let's see which one you end up in. All right.
Is what's up?
You did. You went up. You went
Yeah.
up. Not directly up. You went up the hill. You tumbled down the hill. You slid towards them. So essentially, feet first,
Yeah,
pointing towards the drowning devil with the bear right behind your left shoulder, and then you went and you shot back up the hill. And Agmai, just as you've seen this guy take off and start flying away, you grab him, you pull him down, he claws at your Achilles, and then whoosh between you, the monster, and Bryn. Buck Hamfist comes flying past.
It's been a while since I've done this.
Holy shit. That's your action to do, is it?
Yeah, that is my action.
Wonderful. And make a reflex save. I want to see if you can land on your feet at the top of the hill.
Can I make a fly check?
You can make a fly
Since I
check.
put all these
Absolutely, you
points
can.
into fly.
You
That would be funny.
Wonderful.
Because you thought it would be funny.
It's a 19.
No, that is enough. Yeah. Whoosh. So is this like jetpacks on your feet? Is this what this is?
Yeah, it's like a blast of fire that like
let's
explodes
go.
and like flings me essentially.
I will say then. There's not built into this any damage if you go over anybody.
No damage.
For
It's
flavour
just,
though, you
like,
were feet first right up against the drowning devil,
hell
and
yeah.
because he is a drowning devil, he's not got the immunity to fire.
Oh hell yeah.
He does as written, but he's also meant to be a way higher challenge rating than you guys can handle at this level. So I've nerfed him a little bit, and I thought that giving you one monster that is immune to fire and one monster that wasn't would be a fun way of you exploring your fire with him. So he's going to take some damage. I'm going to roll 2d6 to see how much.
Cool.
7 points of fire damage as your feet light him up.
Lovely.
and then whoosh, your fly check gets, you just managed to stabilize yourself, flying pretty much right above all of the commotion of Bryn and the host and Agmai.
Meant all of that.
Agmai, you're up.
All right. This is going to be kind of brutal, but I am going to provoke another attack of opportunity, and all I'm going to do is upgrade my grapple to restrained as I just basically just pin him to the ground and sort of nail his arms. Yeah.
26 combat maneuver. Yeah. Okay. So he is now restrained, but he also gets to take one more slash at you.
He does. Yeah.
He reaches out with his claws and hits you, I believe, with a 22.
22 will hit.
All right, he hits you going for the calf now. He aims for the same Achilles, but gets a little bit high. That's going to be... I've lost it. Oh, I'm looking at the Drowning Devil, that's why. 6 plus... Where's his claw attack? 6 plus 4 is 10 points of slashing damage and another 2 bleed.
The bleed doesn't trigger because I'm already bleeding 4, and the higher takes priority over.
So it's like temporary hit points or whatever. It doesn't stack.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I've still got 4 bleed, so I'm bleeding every round.
Cool.
But he is now helpless, which means that for the case of our lovely Bryn, he is now helpless for the uses of coup de grace, which is an instant murder, death, full round attack. Just saying.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm guessing because he's restrained that my grapple has been taken away. Cool.
So he can take. So being restrained means he cannot do anything. So that means when it gets to his turn, he can't maintain the grapple on Bryn.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
well,
until it gets
down to the ground, I'm guessing I didn't.
Yeah,
go with him.
Flavor-wise, it broke his grapple. Push! You slammed him down face first onto the ground. His wings are still beating. He's still trying to beat you off. What was that? Your full turn, Agmai?
It's a standard action, and I don't really want to do anything with my move. Yeah, I'm good. That's fine.
Right, Bryn, you're up.
Perfect. He's been slammed face first into the ground. He has Agmai's foot on his back. I'm going to take out the second blade, get very close to his ears. See you in the afterlife.
Fuck.
And I'm going to cut off his wings.
Oh, brutal. All right. How does the coup de grace thing work, Doug? Does she roll for
so
it?
the coup de grace is a full round action, which is an automatic successful crit. The person who suffers the damage then needs to make a fort save based on the DC of the damage, or die.
Okay, fuck me. All right.
Damn.
So roll damage as if it was a crit on both your attacks.
Yeah, that would add...
and you also add your sneak attack to it.
And your sneak attack as well. Do you crit that?
I don't know what those are. So
it doesn't...
what is my...
So you get an extra 2d6 on top of your blade, and the 2d6 doesn't double. It's just, yeah.
Cool.
That's the sneak attack, but what do I do for max... for
The crit.
crit?
Oh, it'd be double. So whatever your...
Whatever I roll? Double?
Yeah, so your d8, I think, for your Sawtooth Sabers. Yeah, so yeah, you'd be rolling 2d8 and then double your static bonus, which is written there.
Read the blade out. Read the blade damage.
I rolled a 7. Plus 3.
So 7 plus 3.
So 7 plus 6 then.
7 plus 6.
Okay.
So you rolled a 7 on both combined from the 2 dice?
No.
Okay, roll another d8.
An 8.
Okay, 7 and 8 is 15 plus 6 is 21. 21 from that. That's just from one of your blades?
That's 2.
That's 2. But one of them was a crit. Wait, I'm confused.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
Does she get 2 crits because she's got 2 blades, or does it count as 1 attack?
It counts as 1 attack, yeah. So it's 1 crit, and that's fine. The fort save is 10 plus the damage dealt.
So the fort save is... Oh, damage dealt or damage taken? Because he's going to take 5 less than that because of the resistance.
Well, it says damage dealt,
Well,
specifically.
So he's got a 31 fort save DC against dying. And he takes, in case he doesn't die, he takes 21 minus... So he takes 16 of that before he dies. And also, just before he dies, flip me the crit thing for him in case he doesn't die.
Just in case. All right.
Did that,
AJ?
did that 31 include the sneak attack, by the way?
Did you roll 2d6 sneak attack?
It was an extra 6.
An extra 6, okay. So it took an extra 6 on top of that, which which increases it to a 37 DC against dying.
Okay, give us a number between 1 and 5.
3.
1, 2, 3. Here we go. Slashing, ruptured abdominal cavity, double damage, and con bleed.
Well,
So if he survives, he's going to take 1 con damage every round.
cool. So if he survives, which he can only do by rolling a 37 fortitude save, right?
Yep.
Cool. I'm rolling a d20 and I've got a +8, so wish me luck.
Well, a saving throw does work on a nat 20.
It does. Ooh, okay. Well, thankfully, I got a 25 total. As you say, see you in hell. He goes, fuck, and then off come the winds. He seems to burn up. You see his body starting to invert, as if it's like like you've slit a sausage down the skin just as it's being cooked, and you can see all of the internal bits starting to push through it. He turns inside out against Agmai's foot, and then just burns into this black ichor.
Agmai just sort of...
Well, shit. That's a Challenger in 6 Devil Host, and you annihilated him in a round after an ambush, which is why I thought, because I went with the Challenger in 5 Bearded Devil in the last session, and I was like, they annihilated him. I don't think the Challenger is all that to go on. I think I might introduce a Challenger in 6 and a Challenger in 8 monster at them in the same time and see how they deal with it. Alright, so, after he dies, I'm taking him off the battlefield. Well done, Bryn. Drowning Devil's turn now. He's going to use a full round action to summon murky water directly into the lungs of a single target within 30 feet of him. So it's a good thing you're not on his feet anymore. He is going to focus on Ash, and he's going to drown you. If the target cannot breathe water, it's unable to hold its breath and immediately begins to drown. At the start of your next turn, the target must succeed on a DC 18 Fortitude save or cough up this water, or you will fall unconscious and brought to 0 hit points.
Yeah, jeez.
On the next round, the target must succeed successfully again or drop to -1 and start dying. And on the third round, you must succeed again or die. So you're drowning, and you're going to drown unless you can 18 Fortitude save and cough it up. That is its whole turn. It is a full round action for him to do so. As he's just emerged from the water, a bear immediately comes at him and starts clawing at him. Slightly past it, washed up adventurer slides down the hill, and then just as he's about to slash at you, whoosh, back up the hill again, burning him a little bit. He looks around and sees Ash, and then he brings up his hands, and some of the water around him kind of sloshes, and then it just seems to evaporate, just turn translucent and disappear as this water around him just disappears from where it is, and then you feel this filling up inside of your lungs. That is his turn. Ash, you're up. So, at the start of your next turn, succeed a DC 18 Fortitude save, please.
What was it needed?
DC 18 total.
18. I got a 15.
15, unfortunately, is not enough. You are unable to cough up the water in town. You fall unconscious, and you're on 0 hit points.
Damn.
Ash
my God.
falls to the ground.
The guy. No.
We're up to Buck. You are flying. You're at the top of the hill. You can see this happening down the bottom. You're not exactly sure what's happened, but
I think at this he just drops to the ground. Like I think the way that this, unless I do an action again to keep it going, I just kind of like fly up and then land. So I could have gone up to 60 feet. Can I say that I went like 35-ish feet?
Sure.
And then so I can take a 5-foot step to be within 30 feet of him.
I'll allow it.
Lovely. Then I'm going to conjure do the summoning power thing. I can't remember what it's called. Use my move action to suck up, suck power is what I'm going to call it.
Suck power is what I'm going to call it. Suck power. I'm going to use my suck power.
And
good use of the emote there, Dread.
You see, instead of the like baseball style fireball he throws, it sends coalesces into like a white hot needle that he grabs like a Zeus's lightning bolt and just hurls it.
Love it.
It is going to have a burning infusion as well as empowered. Plus 14. It is 19 against touch AC.
19 against touch definitely hits.
Wonderful, wonderful. That is great. And the D6s have flown away. For 4. Ooh, wonderful. 9 plus 6 is 15 plus half is 22 points of fire damage.
Oh, damn. All right, 22 points. He takes
And then
it.
he has to make a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity save, reflex save.
Yeah, reflex against 17.
Don't want your dirty dexterity over here. Thank you very much. This is
Oh yeah,
pure
yeah.
Pathfinder.
Reflex, of course.
His reflex.
Your dirty dexterity.
That is an 18 total reflex save.
He's okay. He's alright. He doesn't get lit on fire.
Doesn't take any further. Oh, some of the fire starts up and he just plunges his tentacle wrists into the water, puts it out immediately.
Flip him off.
Then you
As a free action.
flip him off as a reaction. That is Agmar. You're up.
All right. All of a sudden, from the top of the hill, a massive shadow blocks out the light from the dappled lights of the forest here. This is actually the first time you guys would have seen this happen, but Argmai's body, even though it's impressively large, suddenly grows from being about 6'6" to about 8'2".
Just keeps getting bigger.
As I'm going to use my devastation form,
Oh
and
my gosh.
Argmai just. I'm now.
Trees
I get a plus 8 to my strength, which
on top of the
stacks
+6 from the.
on top of because
me.
because this is a size bonus.
Were you
versus
just
my
like? Were you just
alchemical
like?
bonus.
Let's show Rob what Pathfinder can do when you plug
Yeah.
all of your everything into the same thing.
Yeah, basically.
So your strength
and
is
then,
now what? 40 something?
My strength is 38.
Jesus.
That's wild.
Yeah. And hold on, wait, is it 38? 8 plus 6, 14, 30. Yeah, 38. And in addition, I'm going to use my swift action to gain my Blessing of Destruction to boost up my damage as a swift action. Now, just in case, this does provoke an attack of opportunity. But it's a 4-round action to do, so...
From the trees around you.
Yep. And
Bryn,
also...
just out of panic.
Yeah, from Britain. Jesus, what's happening to him?
And just to add, like, what else happens to this? If I'm wearing armor, this is why my AC has been so low. If I wear armor, it's destroyed immediately when I use this ability. And in addition, I now have damage reduction 3, and there's nothing that can bypass it.
Wonderful.
Sick.
Jesus Christ. How long does this last?
It will last
As long
for.
as Dag says.
Yeah, there's like one.
It lasts for 4 glorious rounds. At which
Nice.
point, if I do not break it, everyone is in for a bad time.
Oh shit.
Because
Okay.
it's a frenzied rage. So if I don't,
You lose your mind, yeah.
yeah,
Does that mean you're going to attack us if you don't snap out of it?
if I don't snap out in 4 rounds, which is fine. I mean, this should be done in 4. This should be done in 4 rounds. This will be done in 4 rounds. You'll be fine.
So that was your full round turn. Bryn, you see this happening. What do you do?
I don't know. I think I'm going to Is the wings from Nathan, did they burn up as well?
If you want to do something with them, then no, they didn't.
I'm just imagining if they're like the devil leathery type wings. I want to use one as a skateboard to go down the
Fuck yeah, you can.
terrain.
Oh,
So I'm gonna take one of the wings I've just ripped off, lay it down, and slide down the mountain.
all
slide
right.
down the hill.
This is Pathfinder, bitch. So give me a reflex save. This isn't rule of cool. No rule of cool here. You got to roll for that shit. In Pathfinder.
That's fine, I'll do it. Reflex.
Failure just means you have to ride it like a toboggan, which is
Yeah.
much less cool.
Much less cool.
That's okay. Ooh, 18 plus 8.
Ooh, that is definitely enough. You managed to, like a surfboard, skateboard, snowboard, wingboard,
Toboggan.
toboggan. You slide down the wet hills towards the
Yeah.
The Drowning Devil.
Yeah. I'm gonna go straight towards the aim towards the drowning devil and use my 2 blades to attack. Is he in melee with? No, Dread's passed out. Is Buck?
He's in melee with the bear. He's in melee with
Okay.
the bear, but nobody else yet.
Okay. So does that offer me sneak attack? I don't know. Flanked. Yeah, if he's flanked. Okay. And then I'm gonna I'm gonna double slice this thing if I can.
Do it.
Is
Go
that
for
my
an
movement? Is my movement and then I get
yes, movement.
my attack.
Which movement, which means you don't get to use your full round double attack thing. I think, right, Dag? You get if you
yes,
use the movement
correct.
to get to him, then she can't also double attack.
You're gonna get the 1.
Okay, got it.
Scene from Lord of the Rings like this. Yes, there is. Yeah, with Legolas going.
Great scene.
Okay. All right, 15 plus 8, so 20. 23.
23 to hit. That hits.
Okay, and then he takes 10 points of damage plus the sneak attack because he's being flanked, which is 5, 6, 11.
11
So
points.
21.
21 points of damage. All right.
So I slice down with one of my blades.
48. Cool.
Just like all the excitement from ripping the wings off of Nathan, that you just see this pure pleasure on Bryn's face as he's sliding down and just slices into this thing.
Yeah, it uses all that inertia and momentum as you get into the bottom of the hill. Just dig that that blade right down into its chest. It's got this large muscular humanoid torso, but strangely goes into like this serpentine body. And right where those two disparate kind of body types meet, you plunge your weapon right into him. That is your whole turn, I believe.
Yes.
It is now its turn. All right. Bum 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 bum. Heavy or poison slam? Maybe a poison slam. Does he want to slam you? Injury, save against fortitude. What? I didn't say anything. Melee, bite attack. 2 slams. Yeah, he's going to do 2 slams. He's going to slam you twice. The first one is definitely going to hit with a 20-something. The second one's
Yes.
even more.
Yeah, both of those hit.
And he is going to do 2d8. Where's the d8s? There they are. 2d8 plus. Where's the slam attacks? Plus poison. That is going to be 10 plus 10. 20 points of slam attack damage. Plus poison, it says. It doesn't say how much poison. Plus poison.
Usually it should list a
Oh,
type
there it
of
is. Yeah. Injury. Say it's an injury damage. I need a fortitude DC 20. Actually, I nerfed this guy, so it's going to be DC 18.
Right. 16 plus 42, which is fucking 16 plus 5. 21.
Enough. You succeed against that one, Dag. If she succeeds against poison, does she have to do it again on this second slam? Or
No.
no.
Only if she's initially poisoned, but she's not.
You succeed against the poison effect as he slams those huge pink tentacled hands down onto you, and you each individual one seems to like whip into you, almost like not puncturing the skin, but leaving behind little barbs, like a what the fuck are they called? Jellyfish, like a jellyfish sting. You do not get the poison pumped into you though. So that's it. That's his turn.
So no one has to pee on you. So that's
No one
good.
has to pee on you. No one has to pee on
So
Bryn.
that was just
It's a full round. It's a full round action.
no one's like sucking out the poison later. It's fine.
Yeah.
Is so 20 points of damage? Was it?
Yes, I think
Yeah,
yes, it was. It's 20 points.
10 and 10. Yeah.
That is his turn. It is on to Ash. Ash,
All right.
top of your round. I need you to make a fortitude save.
Fortitude. Yep. Let's do it. That's going to be a 13.
13. Oh, we didn't use Robert's turn because Robert still gets a turn, doesn't he?
Oh yeah. So Robert.
13 unfortunately will fail, so you go down to -1 hit point, and now you are dying. And you must succeed in the third round or die.
Okay.
And in Pathfinder, dying is still bad, right?
Just to double check. That's a bad
yes.
thing here.
It's a little bit bad.
Robert, can I have a sense motive check from Robert, please?
Motive check. Let's see what Robert has.
He has a circumstance bonus of +4.
Okay, so it doesn't have any skill, but +4.
Yeah.
It's gonna be 8.
8 total. So that was for the first round when it was when you went down, and it was not enough to realise that you'd gone down and what he needed to do. So he instead used his first round to attack. So roll me an attack for the last round of Robert.
Sick. Let's go. I do a bite. That's going to be. Bite attack is going to be a 16.
16 unfortunately misses.
Okay.
He bites into his skin, but it's too rubbery and can't get purchase with his teeth.
I'm gonna do a claw attack. This one's a bit better. It's a 26.
So definitely a bit better. Yeah, 26 hits.
That's going to be with the claw. 8.
8 points. All right, he slashes him for 8 damage. Then that was the last round. Now another sense motive from Robert.
That's going to be a 12.
12. Is that +4 circumstance bonus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rolled an 8.
With this second round, Robert can tell that you, for a few seconds, haven't been like fighting with him, fighting alongside him, and he's expecting another bear to be like around him at any second now, and you haven't transformed. He risks glancing back to see you and sees you on the ground, and he leaves the range of this guy. He's going to invoke an attack of opportunity. He's going to do a slam. He's going to try and slam your bear as well. Oh, not good actually. This guy's just slamming everybody.
AC for Bear is 17.
A 15. No, 15 will miss. So he's going to... I don't need to roll damage because he missed him. He whips out and misses Robert. Robert gets to you and just... and slams down on your chest to drive the water out of you. He's just kind of trying to basically wake you up, just like, come on, wake up, what are you doing? Involuntarily, unknowingly, doing chest compressions on you. So I will have... there's some kind of medicine checks in this game, isn't there? For like... bringing somebody around.
Yes, a heal check.
Heal check. I want the bear to do me a heal check, and he has a circumstance bonus. I'm going to give him because I can't give him advantage, so I'm giving him circumstance bonuses anyway.
He does a heal check and he goes, "Ooh yeah!"
All right. So what's the circumstance?
He's going to get +4.
It's an 11.
An 11 total.
Yeah, I rolled a natural 7.
How would I go about making a DC for whether or not he can get the water out of his lungs, do you reckon, Dag?
I would say that it would be the same DC as the poison if if the water's been forced into his lungs.
Yeah. Which would be an 18. So unfortunately, no, he slams onto you and tries to get the water out of your lungs, and it's not enough. Some of it does spit out, but not enough that you're not drowning.
You can see the beard is also being quenched, squelched as well. So the fires are going out.
Oh no!
Because because Robert and Ash go at the same initiative. When we come back around to your turn, we can have Robert try one more time before it's Ash's turn, and then if Robert fails, Ash desperately needs to get the 18 fort save or die. All right, that is Ash's turn. It is back to the top of the round with Buck.
Buck, do I? There's been some secret chatting. Agma, do I hold my turn?
No, you can have your whole turn this time. Next round, yes.
Next round, okay. All right, I'm gonna take. Buck at this point is like, I've been muddy. I'm rusty at this. I've fallen over, and he's just like taking 5 steps down the thing, just like throwing fireballs as he goes. So he's gonna take another 5 step forward and throw another fireball. Another reflex save.
Reflex save. Oh, just checking with you, Dag. in Pathfinder, nat ones are also bad.
They're auto fail on attacks and saves.
Cool.
Or is it golf rules where it's like the lower the better?
Oh, yeah, no, brilliant. Yes, golf clap, golf clap.
I might have missed though. 16 touch AC.
16 touch is enough. Yes.
Oh wow, awesome. That means I can't miss on anything but a natural one.
You got the touch.
So that was a real shit roll. 7, 8. So 21 points of fire damage, and he is on fire.
He certainly is. 21, and he's on fire. His tail is still sitting in the water, but somehow the rest of him, his 4 golden eyes are now squinting against the flames. His 2 tentacles that are kind of like act as lips for his toothy maw, they're just like squirming away from this fire. He's not sure where the fire is, so he doesn't know how to put it out. His arms are just flailing. Excellent. That was your whole turn, was it?
That is my whole turn.
Wonderful. He is looking bloodied or wounded. I'm not sure if that's a thing in this game, but you can tell that he's taking some hits. Agmai, you're up.
Agmai is like sort of limping as he's nursing the injury to his Achilles tendon as he's walking down this hill. As he does so, I want to like reach out without like breaking eye contact to this devil and grab a tree and just snap it.
Yeah, easily. Without a check needed.
Yep, because I.
No, in fact, I want the check because I want to know how high it can get.
I was gonna say I ignore 10 hardness, which is steel for hardness. So everything I do for damage just rawly goes to the tree.
I want you to roll some sound of a check to see what numbers we can get with your 38. Fucking
okay, sure. So that is a strength check of 35.
You gotta love Pathfinder for those things. Flip.
All right, and as I'm walking, what I want to do
with the ease of somebody like leaving a restaurant and being like, "Thank you very much," and just picking up a toothpick on their way out from the front desk, just grab a toothpick.
Are insane. Because like, have you ever seen one of those clips of like an elephant like pushing down a tree?
Yeah.
And just, like great shit, and the whole ground gets ripped up.
Yeah.
Like all of us are like, "Holy fucking shit!"
And so you know what's really funny is I really want to know what the devil thinks seeing this walking towards
He's like just blinking out the fire from his eyes. He's like trying to splash water up onto his face, and he just gets the fire in his face out that's still flaming on his wings and his back, and he's like just able to look around. He sees the bears left in his range. He's like, what do I do? What? Oh, fuck. He's looking up at the hill. You see his tail start to like try and wiggle as if he's trying to wiggle himself back off of the shore and into the water.
He must be so mad at Nathan. Like that was Nathan's job to pick the time.
Yeah, he was meant to wait until we got into the water. I was going to ambush. Yeah. He was going to grab from behind.
The whole thing.
Whole ambush is ruined. Yeah. And I'm gonna grab the tree and just using my hands, I'm just gonna like rip it. And just like walk at it like
spear.
Oh no, just a club. I'm gonna use the root end, like the end where the roots are. And I'm moving like almost like
a dirt on it still.
Yeah, I'm aiming it like a golf swing basically as I'm like aiming to try and launch this. Yeah, I'm gonna try in the next round. But it's because I can't make it that round
to do that. All right, cool.
Yeah.
That was Agmai. It's Bryn. You're up.
I am still near this thing. So I'm gonna double attack.
Do it. Full round action. Slash. Double team it.
21 for the first one.
Take that, Greenpeace. 21 hits.
And then a 15. So another, and then 23.
Hits. Both hit. Roll damage. I'd love it if you killed it right before Agmai got there.
Right before.
Look, I'm gonna hit something when
it just goes down
there.
Something's getting drugged total.
The corpse of this guy is going flying through these woods.
Okay, so the damage for those two without the sneak attack is 15.
15, alright.
And then another 9 on top for sneak attack.
Sneak attack on top of that.
Oh, and +2 for my damage because of study target.
9. Okay, cool. He is still standing, but barely. It's not looking good, it seems. That slash, it cuts one across the bottom of his throat, and it hits the. It sort of lessens the blow, stops it from cutting like a major artery of some kind because the tentacle that's dangling down from the sides of his face. One of them gets in the way and cuts. It cuts deep into the side of his throat and the tendons, the muscles, but doesn't quite cut the arteries. The next one comes down and hits him right beneath one of the arms as he's waving his flaming body around. I'm assuming you don't take fire damage from hitting somebody that's on fire, Buck, Agmai?
I don't think
Cool.
so.
No, not unless it's like a spell or something.
Cool. Slashes under his armpit and digs deep into his pectoral, and that arm starts to go limp on that side. He's really struggling, and you're getting splattered with some black ichorish devil blood. That is Bryn's turn. It is now its turn. What is he going to do? He might just try and...
It takes a decent one point of fire.
One more fire.
That did it.
Yeah.
And that'll do it. Describe the kill.
The burn. That's the blaze of Belskin for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit Buck.
Yeah. Buck goes flying. All right, it is going to use a bite attack because I like to use some of everything, and it's used pretty much all of the rest of its abilities. So he's going to bite down. It's all it can do. You've cut through this. It's lost one arm. It just is a last resort. Just reaches down, opens up that toothy mouth, and tries to bite you like some kind of a hagfish or something. Yeah, hagfishes are actually lamprey mouth, aren't they?
Yeah.
So more like an anglerfish, big rows of teeth. Comes down to hit you. That slime fishy mouth. That is
get your marine biology right, Rob.
Yeah. It is going to be a that's a 26 to hit.
Me?
Yep. You're the only one in melee with it at the moment, I believe. Well, Agmai is as well, but he's certainly not going to bite that fucker. He's biting biting a mountain. That is a terrible roll again, so that's just 8 points of bite damage.
Ooh. Alright.
And that's all he can do. He's almost dead. We're back to the drowning man. All right, Robert is going to slam down on top of you. You want me to roll it? You want to roll it?
You can roll it.
All right.
I've been rolling really poorly.
+4 circumstance bonus to try and get you.
Yep.
I'm afraid that's a 6. So he is. He's pushing on your chest. It's not happening.
There's just all this mucousy water pouring out of the mouth.
But it's not
Your
enough.
bones just go cronk.
Yeah, there's crushing, but there's not enough coming out. All right, top of Ash's round. You need to make a Fortitude saving throw, DC 18, or you are dead.
What was the result again?
Make this.
I have a +7.
You got a +7.
I got a +7 to my fort.
So you need to roll an 11 or more.
11.
He's dead.
Or you're dead.
God.
It's a 50-50 chance. Toss of the coin.
Drowning sucks.
And
I'm afraid to look.
and
guys.
Dread, before you look, can I remind you that last session you said something so funny
Yeah.
that I gave you some kind of advantage or some shit to add to a future thing, and you didn't end up using it that whole session, and you haven't yet used it here. So you still have a floating circumstance bonus of making the GM laugh.
Dude,
And I don't remember what it was.
wasn't it?
It was
It was
something
a
like that.
+10. I'm pretty sure it was a +10.
So you can't fail it
can't
if you want to
fail.
add it now.
Does it take the fun out of it though? If I just say I succeed.
Just roll with the 50-50.
Okay, I'm
Roll
rolling the
the
50-50. I
Unless
haven't
it's
looked yet.
below.
Go on,
and
look at
then add it.
Okay. Here we go. Oh, it's an 8.
Oh.
So
It's an 8.
Oh man, you should have added that
What is
plus
the-
10.
yeah, you
Wow,
should have
this
done
is
that.
I'm gonna pass it on to
Why'd you
pass it on to
listen to
someone else.
AJ when
what,
she's
hap- what happens with the what happens in the last moments of Ash's life?
Yeah, it's terrible and hard to look at. You see the mucus sort of just drowning, like everything that's Ash is struggling and trying to fight back. You see Rubert just trying to push against it, and it's nothing but snot, water, and murky waters, and then the breath, the struggle just stops. The body goes heavy, and Ash dies. Robert, I don't know how Robert reacts to this. How does Robert react to this?
I don't
Rob?
think he's
Does
noticed
that mean
yet.
you become Robert?
Yeah.
I'm just going to check something real quick because I need to know how this works.
Oh my god.
Yep.
One second. I just need to know
No
how this
clerics
works
in the
because it's
team,
like
huh?
a lots of
And
things.
now the end is near.
Whoa, that happened quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, drowning sucks. Water is like the deadliest thing in Pathfinder.
Damn.
It's kind of funny
Believe-
because like
no, that's
Ash is
good.
all fire themed as well. So like you see the
Yeah.
fire start to like squelch.
Robert, he's pushing, and then eventually the sort of globbing and struggling stops, and he just and it's just cracking ribs, and he's just trying, and he doesn't understand why you're not moving, and then eventually a few seconds of pass, and then his feet go out on either side because he knows he's hurting you, and his little bear nozzle comes down and he just nudges you,
I'm gone.
pushes you again. But we're not out of the woods. Buck, you're up.
Buck is going to. Ooh, I don't think he's not focused. He's focused probably on the devil that's trying to kill everyone. I don't think he is seen what's really happened. As he runs up alongside Agmai and leaps. If I have to make the check for this, I want to cling on to the club as he's kind of trailing it through the earth, and jump on and grab onto it, and then hold my action.
All right. And I read this so long ago now. Holding actions in it drops your initiative down to the time that you come in. Cool.
Yeah.
You do so without a check required because it's a combined thing that you're doing with the acceptance of Agmai, presumably.
Yep.
Cool. Buck's holding his turn. Agmai, you're up.
Agmai golf swings the tree at the drowned devil.
As he does so, I fire my flame jets. Iron Man.
Yeah, Iron Man pushing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The action comes in. The flame jets come out the bag.
So that is a 39 to hit.
Let me just double check. Yeah, that hits.
Now, how much damage does a tree do?
All of it, I believe.
Very
All
well.
of the damage.
You just
All
grab
the
a
damage in the
handful of
world.
dice.
All right.
Just
Well,
grab a dice. Grab some dice.
all right. I'm gonna say that it's like a large club, tripled in size, so that'd be 3d6. I also get sneak attack because I'm flanking with Bryn.
Sneak attack on a you can't sneak attack with a
I'm
golf
sneaking-
swing in a
I'm
club.
hitting-
Golf
I'm
swing in a
hitting
tree.
all of
at
his
someone.
vital organs simultaneously.
That is pretty sneaky.
And then the extra damage from Buck.
The buck burstings. I am going to say another 2d6 on top of this.
Okay,
'cause
Buck,
that's
you
what I
can
did
you
from
can you
the
can you can roll those
fire.
ones.
So thank you.
Okay. Oh Jesus! I almost rolled max.
Oh, I rolled a 5 and a 6.
All right. So it's 18, 19,
Buck
20,
up until this
21.
point hasn't had a cowboy hat, but as he's flying the thing, he's like,
He has one now. As he flies, swings down. There's a cowboy hat just floating through the air. It lands on your head as you swoosh. And you grab it and you
so he can do the.
There was just one in the tree,
yeah.
Just get
Being used as a
hanging
nest.
on a branch. Yeah.
Okay.
Used as a nest.
So that is 41 points of damage from me.
and 11 points of damage from myself.
Describe the kill.
Yeah, nice.
So as this tree is dragging in the ground, I imagine that's when Buck has jumped on and sort of kicked off the jets, which is like propelled Agmai forward. I don't even run. I just sort of pivot my leg from one side to the other as this swings
It
in
breaks
a
the sound barrier, like it will crash.
Yeah, you actually hear two crackings, one from Buck's feet and the second from the sound of the tree just. And then as as it hits, there's like this little tail that's like just on the bank of the water, and just this thin black, like sort of chunky powdered mist. And then a few seconds later, if anyone out there has watched the
Chunky
video
powdered
footage,
mist.
well, if you've ever seen like the footage of, you remember back in way back when they decided to use dynamite to get rid of a whale,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and then a few seconds later, there's just this.
Ah! And they all start running. Like, ah.
Yeah, that one. So that's effectively what's happened. Except the I imagine that Buck. When do you stop propelling this?
Just gonna spin him all.
He gets like some of the back arc, and then it starts to go too fast for him to hold on to. So he gets kind of dragged a little, and he lets go, and he goes flying through the forest.
But goes whoosh into the trees, never to be seen again.
And I'm just imagining that Agmai, it's faster than he expected the swing. So rather than his strength, his dexterity kind of gives out as he just lets go of this tree that just sort of.
It's heading after me. I'm desperately like...
And this is how we write out Jack's character for the day.
Boosh! As this tree just slams into other trees and careens off. Valheim style, all of the trees start to cascade into one another.
All right. Now here's the fun bit. I have to make a will save to break my rage thing.
Good.
Otherwise, I've got 2 more rounds with my consciousness. That is a 10 on the dice, which is 13, which is not enough. So I'm still.
So you're still in the raging, but you're also in charge of your mind for now.
Yep.
So we'll stay in initiative order because there's also other things happening. Bryn.
This thing is dead, right?
And it
Now-
narrowly missed you. Like it was engaged with you close enough to bite you when a tree smacked. So you must have been like right there as this tree comes like whoosh, whoosh.
The creature's teeth are still like hovering in the air for a few seconds.
Whack!
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
left behind its dentures.
They're like they plunge into me and out, and then immediately get like knocked. And for a split second, my eyes are the camera, and you just see the teeth, and then they follow up.
Nice.
I think Bryn is just taken aback by that. Composes herself slightly, blows a kiss to the flying body of the devil, and then is going to turn around to a weeping, what I assume weeping Robert.
Make a
and
perception check, please.
Okay.
Before hold on to whatever that thought was.
Okay. Perception. 16.
Okay. And what were you gonna say?
I took some levels in animal handling because I couldn't do it before.
Aww. Oh, that's so cute.
So, I think Bryn is leaving the other two to handle whatever. And is Buck alive? Did Buck go flying?
Buck you can't
coming
see.
back.
Buck
You hear,
is,
like,
I can't see.
Buck is somewhere else in the forest.
Additional sounds of like car backfiring.
Okay.
So I can still hear that. I'm assuming you're alive. I don't know that we're gonna be messed around with Agmai if he doesn't calm down. So I'm gonna drop to my knees in front of Robert and try and comfort him.
Okay. As you go to Robert to comfort him and Ash's body, with your perception from before, you notice that there is an amulet around Ash's neck, a blue one, the one that was given to him by the Librarian, and you can see that it is pulsing stronger than you've seen it pulse before. The blue light is shining like an aura around the necklace now, and it is like it is. You've seen things that are lights that react to sound. So like it's like somebody speaking. It's like it's getting brighter and stopping, but at irregular intervals. It's dimming and glowing at an irregular rate. With a 16, that's all you notice for now.
Oh God. Can I discern whether that can help me bring Ash back? If I can see.
Do
that
you
he's-
have? I don't believe you had from before. I don't believe you had knowledge arcana, did you? Or isn't there some other things?
Use
with
magic device.
items. Use magic device. That was it. You don't have use magic
No.
device.
No,
Unfortunately,
I
you
have-
don't know
I
enough
don't
about
have
magic items.
Oh, I have spells apparently.
I don't have magic
No,
except
just-
spells.
I have a few spells. Can I use?
Oh, you
that?
meant
Can I use
spells. Magic is spells?
Dad, can I have? Do I have magic? Do I?
I think all drow have inherent magic. As for
The ability. The ability.
you got like dancing lights, darkness, and fairy fire.
Which is just part of my race, not part of the ability to use magic, right?
Correct.
But,
It's a trained only skill.
No, which I don't have. So I noticed the glowing necklace, but I don't know what I'm gonna do about it. So
So you try
as
and
with most,
comfort Robert.
yeah, I'm gonna try and comfort the bear.
I would like an animal handling check, please.
I can do that now. Wish me luck.
Is the macaroni still on the amulet?
Yeah.
Okay, that is an 18 plus 6.
Ooh, that's good. He's pretty distraught, but he also doesn't know fully he doesn't understand fully what's happened, and you are better at you're better with him than you were a few days ago. You sort of take him by the side of the head and kind of just turn his face towards yours. You just gentle touch, just caresses his face, and you look into his eyes.
I just look into his eyes, solemn, and try, like, without speaking, try and convey grief to the bear.
And I think with a 22, was it? You do a pretty good job of it.
23, yeah. Okay, what else I'm gonna do? I don't know. I can't heal. I'm not a healer. I don't have magic. Is it still my turn? I think that Bryn sees this happen, is comforting the bear. Robert's calmed down slightly. I think Bryn is gonna pick up the book.
The Infernal Book?
I think Bryn is like, if he's dead, I'm gonna follow through on his goal. I'm gonna save Robert's land. I'm going to finish the mission.
Okay. As you touch the book, I need a will save from you, please.
Is she holding the amulet as well?
No, the amulet's on Ash's chest.
Will save. Okay. Where do I find it?
Somewhere near the top, I think.
Yeah, okay. 19.
Okay. You touch the book and feel eyes on you. You feel like you're being watched by an entire auditorium of people all at once. And it's a strange and shocking feeling, but you feel like you're still in control of yourself at this point. That's it. The eyes don't go away. The feeling of being watched doesn't go away. But at this point, that's all you notice. You grab the book, and what are you doing with it?
I'm gonna take the bag that
Ash had.
That Ash had.
Yeah.
And check if there's any healing things in the bag at the same time.
At this point, we're out of time for things you can do on your turn. But you've got his bag.
Okay.
You've got his book.
Yeah, I've got the book, and I've comforted Robert, and I think Bryn is just under the impression that if he's gone, she's seen enough death that she's going to live out what he wanted and adopt Robert, I guess.
Ash.
The current thinking? I don't know.
Ash. You are standing in your forest, and it is whole, it is happy, it is healthy, it is before anything happened. You have a young bear beside you. You're exploring some ruins, and you come across a book. Fascinated, you pick it up, and you feel like eyes are watching you. You feel like it's dangerous, and you go to put it down, but you can't. The bear nudges you and notices that you're distressed, and then you start to feel flames around you. It is hot. The ruins are still there, but the forest is no longer. You leave through the ruins as quickly as you can, stumbling over stonework and fallen pillars, and as soon as you leave the ruins, the landscape opens up around you, and you see that it is fire and brimstone and lots of devils. They are hard to figure their forms. They are different in appearance, different sizes, shapes. They are surrounding you in all forms. All eyes on you as this book is in your hands. You look down at it and you see that they are all trained on this book. They are all watching it. But as you look down to the book in your hands, you also notice that there's an amulet around your neck. A light blue opal that is pulsing with energy. A protective radiance that makes you feel slightly comforted.
It's time. Your soul is with us now.
The voice comes from the book. No. His soul is with me. The voice comes from the amulet. There is this standoff for a moment or two, until eventually you feel a hand grab the other side of the book, and you look up, and it's just a disembodied hand at first, but it's beautiful, and it's feminine, and it has grey skin, and then as you look at it, the hand seems to grow a forearm, beautiful grey-skinned forearm that seems to grow up into an upper arm and shoulder, and this torso of this beautiful drow appears before you, until moments later, holding onto the other side of this book, Bryn stares at you, and just wordlessly she just takes the book from you, and suddenly the fight between the book and the pendant is one-sided. The pendant has no opposition. Now what happens mechanically, for the people still on the material plane, is this pendant is imbued with a spell called Breath of Life. This spell can cure 5d8 points of damage plus 1 point per caster level. Breath of Life can bring recently slain creatures back to life if cast upon the creature that has died within 1 round. So you had 1 round from him dying to work out what had happened or do something about it. And whilever the book was on his person, the book was trying to claim his soul. As soon as one of the properties of the book, we never actually got into them, but one of the properties is if you die in contact with this book, your soul is forfeit and you become a devil in the afterlife. So I was about to give it a 50-50 chance, and I was just going to roll a d2 essentially and work out whether the book got his soul or whether the Breath of Life got off before. And then you just said, I take the book from him, and I was like, all right, so there's no fight after all.
And you didn't take the pendant.
The Breath of Life manages to go off, and it restores 5d8 points of damage plus 1 point per caster level. So,
Whoa.
Ash, as the pendant manages to finally get the spell off, 7, 13, 15, 19 plus 1 point per caster level, 39. 39 points of healing to you as you take the book from him and you feel these eyes watching you now. You grab his bag and you turn, and then from the proximity of the book being taken from his body, you see this flickering of the blue light as if it was talking to something or fighting with something, as the case actually was. It suddenly is no longer affected by the proximity of this book, and it goes off. It sort of forces the remaining murky water out of his lungs, and it also lifts him to his feet. His back lifted off the ground. He is lifted to his feet, and what's more is you can see that his beard is no longer flaming. It has been extinguished by the waters. He still has the ashen skin and the sort of infernal look about him. It's going to take a lot more than a spell to remove him of this. But he's definitely started the reformation process. He's no longer under the effect of this evil book, the influence of this book. Unfortunately, Bryn, you are. So you've taken on that burden for him. Ash, you are no longer affected by the evil influence of this book, but it is going to take some time to revert back to what you were to begin with. This all happens on Ash's turn, as he is raised back to his feet from the healing spell. But we still have a raging Agmai. Agmai, I want the last 2 rolls from you.
I don't wanna. All right, here we go.
Oh god.
Nah.
First round goes off.
Nope.
Second round goes off. And just
All
after
right.
12 seconds of you guys reuniting with Ash, and as he gets back to his feet and you start to look around, you're discombobulated, you're trying to work out what's happened. Robert is turned back around and he's nuzzling up against you. Agmai, what does it start to look like for the rest of them?
So Agmai's flesh and skin starts to overheat, and his blood literally begins to boil. His greenish hues from him being an orc suddenly are replaced with this almost orange kind of color that sort of seeps out from all the capillaries and veins in his body, which is now like kind of what's that word when the veins are kind of like on the surface? There's a word. No, I'm thinking of
Calm and ready to drop bombs.
something. There's a word for it. Whatever it is. Boom.
Sorry, I couldn't help.
And I have to roll for confusion.
Oh, okay.
On a confusion table.
No.
And by the way, also I should have mentioned this as well. My intelligence is currently 2.
Int save spells, everybody.
Yeah.
Just FYI, except there are no int-based
Very
spells
close.
in Pathfinder.
No int-based spells. Oh, because
No, it's all will save.
Yeah, so I was going to say it's will save.
So wisdom-based. All right, here we go. So on my table, I need to roll percentage. Give me my percentage. I'm gonna roll these dice. These feel lucky. These feel like they won't wipe my party. That's a 67, which is... I do damage to myself. So he's trying to snap himself out of it, and he just sort of... You literally hear the sound of, like, cracking thunder as he just goes, wham! And that's 1d8 plus my strength damage.
Oh, no.
Which for me is
703.
That's 17 points of damage.
You guys see a tooth go.
And that was me rolling a 2.
Oh my god. For the sake of brevity, unless any of you have anything you could do to try and snap him out of this, he's just gonna keep confusedly wailing on himself. Presumably, you get wisdom saves every round until eventually you snap out of it, or?
Yep. Okay,
All right.
and to FYI, I'm also still bleeding.
So as this
Oh
beautiful,
god, he could kill himself.
yeah, he could
right
actually
now.
go down. Yeah.
Oh.
I am going to, because I've done it before. I think it will work again. I'm going to stand confused, imbued with this new knowledge that Ash is up. I have eyes watching me, and I'm gonna go full teacher mode.
It has worked before.
I'm gonna intimidate Agmai.
All right.
Full teacher.
Stop that right now.
All right, two things I want to make known about confusion, just for Pathfinder rules. Number one is that confusion's always random, so I have no control of it. 2, if anyone does damage to me, I have to attack them to death.
Oh,
And I don't roll, and I actually don't roll on the table anymore until that person dies.
Oh,
Does a remove fear spell do anything?
I don't think so.
do something to you. This guy's fucking terrifying. He's like 12 feet tall and wailing on himself with a tree.
Yeah, but I'm absolutely also gonna counter this with my own intimidate check.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, I feel like he would. I feel like he would. You know.
Well, he's
Makes sense.
currently confused and wailing on himself. So does he have the intelligence to?
He doesn't need it. He's raging. He is
I've
angry,
I got a thing to try.
furious.
I got a thing to try.
All right, let's
All right,
go.
I'm
Bryn,
gonna-
Tren.
Oh my lord.
So I got a
Yeah,
base of
okay.
22, by the way.
Sweet.
For intimidate.
Yeah. That's
I mean, it
before I
makes
roll.
sense.
Because, look, I didn't take many feats to do damage, believe it or not. I actually took feats to, like, add my strength to my intimidate checks.
Makes sense. You're intimidating.
I'm trying to
right now.
save you, Dag.
It's a 27.
Alright, I got a 27.
I'm not gonna, unless I get a nat 20.
You can do it.
Wait. If I get a... Okay. 18 or higher. 19.
Yes!
Oh my god.
19 plus 9.
Wow. All right. 28.
28!
So I'm going to say that you give him the whole stop that right now. Which
On my appendix. Now you listen to
you listen to me. We have too much work to do. He's just died in combat. We cannot afford to be splitting up right now. And
Hands on heads.
you're still somehow
Everyone
raging.
does.
You're still somehow raging and also confused. But it's also somehow her presence is just
Oh,
so
yeah.
much more, like cutting through it even more.
Alright, so could I, okay, so I'm gonna try the will save. Do I get a bonus to my will save or
you
bonus
do,
to the
yeah.
confusion effect?
I got a thing I could do
Oh,
as well.
yeah, go.
If you wanted.
All the things.
All right, because Buck is just like flying around, trying to get control. It's been a while since he's done this, so he's a little rusty. But he comes flying back, and he's like, you see he's holding his tankard, and it's full of ale, and he's flying towards Arkmai. And he's like, take your medicine, and he flies towards him, and like launches it into his mouth. Like he just like
Full
swallow,
tankard.
swallow.
Just all the thing-
And he's gonna put the whole tankard in there, because so the reason he's gonna put the whole thing in is because
It's a Pathfinder item that's like a tankard of sugar.
now this is up to you. If it's in his belly, if it counts as him being the bearer of this tankard.
100%.
So he'll get a +1 resistance bonus on fortitude and will, as well as if he drinks from it, it means that he gets the effect of a heroism, the heroism spell, so he gets a +2 morale bonus
Love
on
it.
saves as well.
Love it.
Nice.
All right, so you presumably you were in the mindset of like just confused but listening, and this tankard gets shoved down your throat.
Alright.
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna-
have all of those bonuses, plus a bonus from the successful intimidation.
Okay. I'm gonna throw this out. So that's a +3, so that means my will save is 6. So we know.
Okay. So wait, we'll save +6 from what? What did you get in the bonuses from?
+2 on the morale bonus.
2 morale bonus.
No, it's
One from
3
the
because
tankard.
I get 1 from the tankard, 2 from the morale, so that's
Yep.
3. I don't know how much
3
I get
for
for
the
the
money.
intimidate.
What's your regular will?
3.
You got a 3, so that's a 6, and then you bonus from the intimidate. I mean, I'm just pulling numbers out of my ass, so I'm gonna say +4. +4 sounds
+4.
like a
I get it.
equivalent of like advantage.
Yeah.
All right, but I'm gonna do this just for fun. As that happens, Argmai sort of takes the tankard into its gut, but I imagine it takes like a few seconds to do it. But
Yeah.
he's gonna register that as an attack. So in that moment of confusion,
Whoa, big buddy. Whoa there, friend.
Argmai swings his hand, but as he does, it sort of lands like next to Buck, with Buck sort of like between his fingers, as he's just gone. And then you watch as Argmai starts to shrink, and as he does, like steam starts falling out of his ears. I can't speak because I'm too intelligent, but I'm gonna be gesturing at the devil like I want it, but I can't move because I'm bleeding out. Like,
Oh, the blood.
Yeah, he needs the devil blood. Heal him. You've seen him do this before.
Yeah. I go get it.
You
I eat
grab some devil
whatever
pieces.
Yep, whatever she gives me, I eat it, and I start fast healing to stop my bleeding.
Nice. Oh, gross.
Can I have the tankard back? Actually, it's pretty. It's important to me.
A few seconds later,
Right. Oh God.
I think
Thanks, bud.
I don't think you want that back.
I'll. No, it's still good. You just see he like wipes it out with a
Wipes
dirty
it off.
hanky, and it's like, it's still fine. I've had worse.
Well, coincidences abound, I suppose. You hear from behind you, and
Oh my!
along the forest, a little closer, you see a human with a draconic kind of scaling up the throat, as you see Dr. Gangendry standing there with a bag in hand, and 2 humans behind and 2 tieflings behind them, and he says, "I heard the noise and thought I'd come to help, but I suppose I was as much help in this fight as I was in the last. Are you heading to Sinara as well? You were only a day behind us, so..."
Yes, we are.
Well then, these gentlemen are showing us the way. I think we better pick up the pace, and be careful, there are dangers in the forest. He looks around and sees all of the massacred mess that you've made.
There's like
Buck is
I
like,
just
dangers?
clean off the tables and like reshape them.
this part of the forest is just painted with one color of like black ichor.
I'll go over to the doctor and say,
You're telling me I think I just died.
Buck is like, dangers? My middle name is Danger. Takes a drink from the tank and goes,
And on that and on that freeze frame, the credits start to roll as you guys start to make your way towards Sinara, the city that can actually help you understand what's going on and help you win the war against Cheliax. Thank you very much for joining me, everybody.
Yeah,
This was a lot of fun, and I
Holy
hope you
crap.
enjoyed your foray into Pathfinder. I know I did.
Hell yeah.
Hell
that was
yeah.
awesome.
So good.
Hoo-wee! All right, well, thank you for watching, everybody at home as well. We're going to leave it there, and I will see you guys at the next stream. Before we bounce out, then let's go round and let people know who you are, in case you've been watching and going, "Holy cow! I like how that person plays." Where else can they find you playing D&D and things like this? We'll bounce back from the other side to now and start with Zach.
Oh, hello. Well, in case you're like, make sure I never see this person's content again. Make sure you stay away from Zach Speaks Giant. I have a YouTube channel. I have a TikTok. I also do streaming under Zach Speaks Giant on Twitch. That campaign goes onto a podcast called I Speak Giant, which has been going on for like 5 years now. There's various different campaigns of various different lengths, various lovely different people. So check that out. Zach
Indeed.
Speaks Giant.
Do it. Dread, where can people find you?
hello, hi, I'm Dread from Dreaded GM. I run a Twitch channel known as Dreaded GM. We do a bunch of event streams and a bunch of other cool things as well. Got a lot of projects in the works, as I always do. But if you want to see more of what I do, you can go over to Google and type in Dreaded GM. You'll probably find me somewhere. But definitely follow on the Twitch or join the Discord or whatnot. But yeah, thank you so much for this amazing game. It was an absolute blast. I had so much fun. Yeah.
Just kicked ass.
Dag.
Hi everyone! Yeah, my name is Michael. I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer. You can find me over on Twitch at twitch.tv/DeadAussieGamer. I'm a professional role player, dungeon master, and game master, and all the things. And I do most of my stuff over there. But I'm also the regular cast member over on Quincy's Tavern for the Tavern Guard, which you can go find over on his channel, and as well as the Careful Cantrip crew, where I play a nightmare person guy, and we're currently doing some really cool stuff in that season. So yeah, lots of fun there. And I have had a freaking absolute riot, and I'm not gonna lie, not only did I make something that was gonna really push the limits of seeing what Rob can handle, but I actually got to use everything except one thing, which I was gonna use on Zach if I actually did hit him, which was once per day I can add my strength score a second time to the damage I deal.
Okay.
Oh,
You should have
my
just killed
lord.
him. You should have just killed Buck. That would have been great.
Straight up.
Take your medicine.
You just chomps down on me.
But no, this has been amazing. By far, one of the best Pathfinder sessions I've ever been a part of. Would happily play with these guys again to see what happens. There's so much left in this story, and it's truly been a privilege. And I can't share my level of appreciation in words. So thank you.
I feel
Is what's going to have to do.
Thank you. Thank you for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure to be with somebody who knows so much about Pathfinder, because I sure as hell wouldn't be able to tell this story without you here. AJ.
Hello, my name is AJ Winters. I am a dungeon master and world builder from Winter's Tales, that's where you can find me. Winter's Tales on Twitch and YouTube. We do a homebrew D&D game that we live play from the studio that I'm currently in, from Perth, Western Australia. And thank you so much for having me in this game. This has been absolutely incredible, and the storytelling, oh my god, Rob, so freaking good.
Thank you.
I was like halfway to tears. It was just so many epic moments that I actually had fun playing Pathfinder.
We did it! Now the next step is you learning how to actually play.
Yeah, I
Next
still,
step is learning how to
don't
play.
know.
Yeah,
Still have no
playing
clue
it.
how to play. But that's fine.
It's been a pleasure having you here. Thank you all to all of my my guests, both today and last week.
This
and
was
the
such a
week before
blast
as well.
to be just roll in and be a dumbass. This was such a joy, Rob.
I
Thank you so
loved
much.
it.
It was great having you on, Zach. I had such fun with all of the things that we did in PAX, like meeting you and on the panels that we did together and stuff. It was so much fun, and I knew that I needed to have you on and more things, and have you as part of this community that we're building together of all of these different streamers and things.
It's such a joy to be a part of it. This is lovely.
Likewise with Matt Briefcase Brown from last week and Dale Kingsmill from the week before. Thank you to you both as well if you're watching this, and fuck you if you're not. If you happen to be here from anybody else's community and you don't really know who I am, I'm Robert Hartley GM. I'm a Dungeon Master TTRPG player full time. I am the DM for a comedy group called Viva la Dirt League and the writer of a D&D comedy skit series called D&D Logic. That's me, and you can find me on all of the platforms, YouTube and Twitch mostly, at Robert Hartley GM. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm going to raid off to another member of this this wonderful D&D TTRPG community of ours, a wonderful performer called Darling Creepshow. We're going to go send her a raid, so stick around for that, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Love you. Bye.
Whoa, look at the names of all these cool people supporting me. If you want to see your name here, check out my Patreon. There's a lot of cool perks on there for you. You'll enjoy it.